You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. Smitty is
live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
What is going on? Good people, you're watching the Fantasy Football Show. I'm your boy Smitty, and we're here to do a live Q&A. Phone lines, we haven't done this in a while. I've dropped the ball. To be honest with you, I need to make sure we stick to the roots of what the show is all about. We've been answering so many super chats, which I want to continue to come in. I'm not trying to suggest I don't want those rolling in, but I'm going to do a better job of mixing in the phone calls and the voice messages. So file on in, and let's get to it. We're gonna start off with some of the voice messages right away. Voicemail group 2, I've already got 2 of them waiting for me.
Hey, Smitty, what's the situation with Mike Evans? Are we selling him, getting rid of him because Tom Brady might be gone, or what do you think?
Okay, so Tom Brady, I should have pre-screened that voice message. I put on my stories that Tom Brady, me and a buddy on Instagram, Bears page, Bear Down, he said he predicted in the offseason that Tom Brady would retire mid-season. Now there's a rumor that him and Giselle are potentially getting divorced. And so I put it up on my stories because I had gone, I don't know if you guys remember the live stream where I went on a rant, a tirade saying there's something going on here at home, or Tom's wanting to retire because he's missing from August. For 10 days, Tom's been missing in August. And so I put on my stories, it must have got Cole scared. I put on my stories, crystal ball, moment or whatever. Bear Down and I talking about this. We knew something was going on. And everyone's taking that as if Tom Brady's retiring, because in his clip, he says, I think Tom Brady's going to retire mid-season, is what he predicts. So it's created panic on Instagram inside my DMs. Tom Brady's not retiring, but I think there is something going on. Obviously, we know that now. Giselle and Tom are having problems, and Tom Brady's head's not quite in the game. It can't be. You can't miss 10 days in August and be in the right frame of mind. Not only is there that, Tom Brady's offensive line is a mess. His wide receivers have been banged up. They're still 2-2, tied for first in the division. It's a cakewalk division. The Bucs will probably win the division, go to the playoffs, and get knocked out in round number, their first game. Because I don't think they have it. I think Tom Brady doesn't have the arsenal and weaponry around him, especially if they get banged up. So that's a funny voicemail to lead off with, because Cole, Tom Brady hasn't retired. He's not going to retire. I don't think midseason. But this is a bad situation. I think Tom Brady regrets coming back. I do think that. This is from Ron Navy.
Hey, Smitty. Ron Navy here. Hey, just wondering, we haven't really talked about this player at all, but he had a killer week last week. So if he starts having these big weeks, what do you think about Mo Alley Cox?
Okay.
If he's starting to get used more, he's a big guy, tall guy. If Ryan's starting to use him more, he could be be a valuable pickup. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, Mo Alley. Mo Alley Cox reminds me a lot of like Higbee, in that Higbee has been kind of relevant for a little while, hasn't quite emerged and done what we've wanted consistently. Now Higbee's becoming everybody's real quick favorite, tight end around the 5, 6, 4, 7 range. Everybody's got Higbee somewhere in there. They love him. Everyone loves Higbee. Hey, Smitty, what about Higbee? Can we trade for Higbee? What are we doing with Higbee? Mo Alley Cox is that guy, like in maybe next year we start talking, a lot like that. But I mean, for now, I think we definitely want to temper expectations, but he is a definite tight end to grab right now. It probably should have been on my waiver wire. In fact, let's put him on there now. Because if you need a tight end, Mo Ali Cox is definitely the one of those guys, and we can put him on here. Mo Ali Cox. There we go. This guy should be grabbed. He's going to be on the waiver wire list. This is the rough waiver wire order for week number 5. You're putting in your bids last second. Here you go. Here you go. Rachaad White, Algier, George Pickens. Those are the players to pick up. Those are the boys. I think Rachaad White's got more long-term value because he's in the James White PPR role, and that starts now. That doesn't start if an injury occurs. He scored a touchdown. He caught a grip of receptions. He looks like he's James White now in Tom Brady's offense. Rachaad White. And maybe Rachaad White helps Tom Brady win a playoff game. Just saying. So I like Rachaad White, but he also comes with that packaged in win a league potential. You know, like if Fournette goes down, he's not going to unseat Fournette on the first and second down work. He could take some of it. But if Fournette goes down, White has home run win a league potential. Tyler Algier has more now value, but with a caveat because he plays the Bucs defense, the Bucs rushing defense in week number 5. He finally is gifted and granted a starting role. Here you go. Cordarrelle Patterson's out with the knee injury. And now you have Algier coming in and he gets to play the Bucs. It sounds a lot like Javonte's luck. You know, here you go, play the Bucs. Congratulations. So maybe Rachaad White's even better for week number 5 than Tyler Algier. But Algier is going to start for at least 4 games. Cordarrelle had knee surgery. He's on IR. He's out a minimum of 4 games. It could be longer. We'll find out. But Rachaad White is probably my favorite of the available options here. Nyheim Hines needs to be talked about. He could potentially be starting. Let's just take a phone call. Let's take a random phone call. A random phone call. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
Yo, Smitty, what up?
What's up?
Yo, my name's Tyler. I just wanted to give you a call. Talk about my fantasy team. Been dealing with injuries lately, so I needed some help.
Okay.
So I had
let's go. Hit me with it.
So I had Patterson go down, but I got here. I'll go through my lineup right now and then talk to you about the injuries right after.
Got to speed it up, bro. This is a fast-paced show. We can't dilly-dally here. Right. Let's go. Pick it up. Pick up the pace. High knees. High knees.
I got Goff, Chase, Samuel, Chubb, Hall, Goddard, and Cooper.
Okay.
And then on the bench, I got Carr, Thomas, ETN, Woods.
Okay.
And then Patterson and Robinson Jr. on the IR.
All right, what are we thinking here?
So Patterson just went down, and so I'm putting Breece Hall at starting running back. And so I was just wondering what I should do with my flex. Cooper's been inconsistent. ETN hasn't, hit his momentum yet. So I was just wondering what I should do with that.
Yeah, so Amari Cooper, who are your other flex options? Let's go to the board real quick. I'll write them out. Amari Cooper.
Travis Etienne.
Okay.
It could be Robert Woods. I'd rather stay away from him.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta go of these options, Amari's the best option. Like Etienne could eventually get there, but you have no choice but to go Amari.
Yeah. Yeah. I had to on this stop.
It sounds like you're in the middle of inside the middle of your toilet. Where'd you go?
Yeah, so
there you are.
Do you think I should? I'm trying to find another receiver. Do you think I should trade like Robinson or Patterson or what right now?
James Robinson?
Brian Robinson.
Brian Robinson. You could trade B-Rob. Receivers I like right now. He might cost more than this, but you could go in this direction.
Yeah.
But Michael Pittman is a potential go get right now. Hold on, let me get these old super chats off screen. Michael Pittman's an old go get. That I think is still relevant, even from last week. Even though he's got potential, obviously, but there's no Matt Ryan looks horrible, so people are freaking out a little bit. I think DK's now gone. That was the recommend of last week. Go get DK. Go get DK. Everybody kept, no, I'm not going to. Now look at him. Now look at DK. Dude even missed some time going to the bathroom, and he's still dropping fire. Pittman. So if I'm gonna name off a couple wide receivers for you to go get, you're not gonna be able to get Pittman straight up there. Gabe Davis is interesting. A lot of people are giving up on him, but if you remember back, we walked out of week number 1 talking about how Gabe Davis was a potential low-end wide receiver 1. So he's been banged up. You got to give him the benefit of the doubt. But I really, really, really like Gabe Davis as a cheap buy low. And you might be able to get more with him if you go, trading a B-Rob. And who was the other guy you would trade?
Maybe Patterson. I've been watching Falcons lately, and the other running backs look like they're doing just as good as he is when they're in.
You might be able to get rid of C. Patterson and get like a Pittman if you gave up like these two guys together, which would be a risk in a way because you're getting rid of potentially a good running back here. But with Algier in there, I don't know.
Yeah,
I would say go get Pitt. Go try and get Pittman for that. Go try and get. You can't get Higgins. Higgins is too high. Evans just blew up. Yeah, I mean it's a little late because you were talking about week 5. A lot of the slumping players. Once you get to about week 5, 6, 7, they start leveling out. So like buy low season starts to come a little bit to a close walking into week number 5 and 6. DK is now not an option. Higgins is now not an option. Pittman's about to go bye-bye. You got to go after him. A.J. Dillon's about to go see you later. Deuce is on buying low on A.J. Dillon eventually. There'll always be a guy that bounces in and out of the buy low, sell high territory. You'll see it. Kamara's still there. Like Mixon's now buy low. Cook, Swift is a good player to go get, but you're talking about wide receivers. Go get Pittman.
Yeah, and you think? I know you were big on ETN. I still think he'll come around eventually. What are your thoughts on him?
ETN, yes, a great save and stash. You can't look at him the same way anymore.
Yeah.
He is now Rashad White. He is now Alexander Madison. He is now Brian Robinson. He'll eventually get more and more work, but if James Robinson goes down, and I think there's a very high likelihood James Robinson suffers some sort of injury, given how much work they're putting on this man that just had his Achilles repaired. That's a lot of work to take on. And he doesn't look that good. Everyone keeps saying he looks good. He's averaging like 3.8 yards per carry. He had one game where he broke out that long touchdown run. It skewed his stats a whole lot. But he had 3.8 or something last game. 3.8 in weeks 1, 2, and 3. And it wasn't until week 4, or I'm sorry, week 3. 1 and 2, he's 3.8 yards per carry. He doesn't look ultra explosive. So I'm definitely intrigued by ETN. Hold him. I got to get to the next caller, but I appreciate you. Call back anytime, bro.
All right, sounds good. Yeah. Thank you.
Dial in if you have another question, if you guys know the number. I haven't opened the phone lines officially yet. James Conklin with a voice message.
Okay, Smitty.
Let's play James Conklin's.
Smitty, did a trade, lost Javonte. So I traded Swift and Bateman for Pearson Hall. Did I win? Did I push? Or did I make a boo-boo?
Let's play that one more time.
Okay, Smitty. Did a trade, lost Javonte. So I traded Swift and Bateman for Pearson Hall. Did I win? Did I push? Or did I make a boo-boo?
This is a tough one because, honestly, I love Swift this much. I love Swift. I love Pierce. I love Hall. I love all three of these guys. They're all some of my favorite players to go get. Pierce is an absolute monster. He's a low-end running back one. Go forward. I don't care what anybody says. Hall is about to breach running back one territory, and the running back ones are flying, dropping like flies, right? And busting. So for me, I feel like because we don't know what's going on with Swift yet, you've got him out one more week, and then he has a bye week, and then you're not even sure. Like, there's no guarantee he's ready. So the fact that you have 2 weeks in a row without Swift, and you lost Javonte, which means you probably are not doing the best right now record-wise. I imagine you're 2-2 at best. You got to take this side. I think I Smitty approve that side of the trade, even though I love Swift.
You've just been Smitty approved.
So, good to go. Conklin, one more message from Conklin.
Oh, also, Smitty, I kept Jamal Williams on my roster. I didn't trade Jamal Williams. He didn't know I had the cuff.
That's a big win right there. Keeping Jamal. We will mix in the super chats. This one's from a $10 hauler from
To the moon.
From who is this? From Casino. Casino says, "What do you do with Stafford? Do I hit the waiver wire for another QB? He's killing me. Great show as always." Depends on who's on waivers. Like if it's Geno Smith, I mean Stafford still has the upside I suppose to hold, but Geno's playing out of his mind. He's got 2 touchdowns in the last 3 out of the last 4 games. So, and especially, you know, who do the Rams play this week? The Rams play at home against Dallas. I think Dallas can cause turnovers, man. And I know the Saints, everyone says, oh, well, Geno's playing the Saints, right? Geno may not have as good a game in New Orleans against the Saints defense. Well, you know what? Geno said that somebody wrote him off. He didn't write back. I believe him. I'm going to go with Geno this week. But I do need to know what your options are. I definitely go hunting for another quarterback. I definitely start worrying about quarterbacks. I definitely go poking around. Who would you trade A.J. Brown and Dillon? Would I trade A.J. Brown and Dillon for Chase and Hall? I would take Chase and Hall in a heartbeat. And I love all 4 of these players. I want all of them. But Chase and Hall is the better side. It's arguable to a degree, but it is the better side. Have Kupp, Godwin, and D-Hop and Debo. Would you trade Debo for JT? I would. I would take the chance on JT. If you could afford him being out for the one game potentially this week, Thursday night, then I would do that trade. Trade DK for D-Hop and Allen Robinson. I don't do that. Allen Robinson is a nothing burger, bro. Like, this is, like, people are going to drop him. He's going to be the most dropped player tonight out of the bigger name players that were drafted within the top 5 rounds of fantasy football. ETN as well. Kyle Pitts might be as well. I don't really necessarily run to the waiver wire to grab Allen Robinson, but I'd probably pick him up as my last wide receiver. I think he's worth holding, but I don't care about him in a trade. Give me DK 1,000%. So I'm going to disapprove, not you, but the trade.
You've just been Smitty disapproved.
So no on that. No, Ghost Rider, no. No. Appreciate you, Eric. This one right here. Full PPR trade Chubb and Garrett Wilson for JJ. Oh, and for JJ and T. Higgins. Trade Garrett Wilson and Chubb for JJ and T. Higgins. If you don't take JJ and T. Higgins, you're going to be taking a big... All right. That's that right there. Let me drag these 2 super chats. Let me see if there's any more voice messages here. Conklin, appreciate you dropping those voice messages. Voicemail group 1, we got Farfan dropping one.
Hey, Smitty. What do you think about trading Hunt and Sanders for Dillon and Jacobs?
Hunt and Sanders. Let's write that down on the board here. Hunt and Sanders. I think I know where I'm going to go with this. So, Jacobs beats Hunt. Dillon beats Sanders. This side, double wins. Blast takes a deuce on the other side. Absolutely love trading Hunt and Sanders for Dillon and Jacobs. And I try and trade Jacobs on the high. If you're getting Jacobs and Dillon,
You've just been Smitty approved.
easy call. That was one of the easier calls. Michael Payne dropping a super chat. We've got Oscar, and then we've got Gonzalez, and then Ryan's again. Yeah, JT and Higgins. Like run and make that trade. Garrett Wilson and look, I like Chubb, but JT, I still would rather have JT than Chubb going forward. If JT's playing Thursday, if he's not, it becomes questionable about wins and losses. Can you afford a loss? But you start throwing in T. Higgins over Garrett Wilson. Give me a break. Give me a break. Trade ETN to the Robinson owner for Dameon Pierce. Yeah, Michael, I only do that if you like winning.
You've just been Smitty approved.
I know I keep using that line. I got to come up with something different. Got him. Got Josh Allen, Higgins, JJ. Sometimes I just make up words. Dillon, Pierce, Knox, Thielen, Godwin. Maybe I saw Godwin and I said, got him. Do we need to, you know what? I'm going to write that down. We need to have a got him button. When somebody makes a good trade, we got to put, got him. Because you, like, I don't know. It's just because it's funny. All right. I don't know. What are you asking me here? Moves? Oscar, let's see here. Josh Allen, Higgins, JJ, fantastic. Dillon and Pierce, very underrated running backs. I like that room. Knox, underrated to me. I know everyone wants to give up on him. I do still like Knox. B-Rob had Javonte. That's why it looks a little light in the running game. But your runners are stepping up at the right time. Dillon's going to be perfect. He's my go-to for any Javonte owner, is to go get Dillon and then hope that you get that Javonte value back. And if you don't, you still get what you pay for. So he's got that explosion factor. This is a good team. Good team. Would I trade Godwin and B-Rob for Higgins or a Breece Hall or Jamar Chase if you can, bro. You probably won't get it, but you won't know unless you try. Pittman is a decent go-get for that. But past that, you're in a really good position. But I do try and use that. Gonzalez with a 20. Appreciate you, Gonzalez. What can you get for selling high on Lenny? Try Jamar Chase. Add something and get Jamar Chase. Trade straight up and get a potential. You're not going to get an Adams. Amon-Ra. I bet you get Amon-Ra. I've seen Amon-Ra being valued a little bit under what he should be valued. And if you can't do that, go get a Dillon and a Pittman. Go to the Pittman owner, see if they've got a Dillon, a Pierce, a Breece Hall, or something to that degree that you can add in with Pittman and try and use that. Running back is scarce. I'm giving you the better option. Go ahead and take the RB. I think it's something that you can win a trade on using the RB factor. Trade Pittman for Kamara. I take Kamara. As much as I love Pittman, I take Kamara. I take that chance on Kamara all day long. Appreciate you, Farfan, for the question.
Hey, Smitty.
Earlier voice message. Danny, let me see if Danny dropped one. Danny. Yeah, Danny. Here we go, Danny.
Hey, Smitty, it's Daniel. Hope you're having a good Tuesday. Got a Superflex question for you. Would you trade Dak Prescott for Zach Wilson and Chris Godwin? My QB1 is Patty, so Zach would be my QB2. Just let me know your thoughts.
So Dak for Zach Wilson and Godwin in a super flex. What do you guys think on that? I kind of feel like no. I kind of feel like Dak's almost back. I don't think Rush is keeping him off the field. Zach feels like he's going to be spotty. Godwin, I like Godwin, but is he going to be ultra consistent or anything? I don't really know. I kind of feel like in a super flex, yeah, I think we need more information. But in a super flex, I feel like Dak could definitely rebound. So I'm kind of leaning Dak in a super flex, but we have a lot of people saying get Godwin. A lot of people saying depends on, or a couple people saying depends on what you have. Danny, can you leave us briefly? Don't leave me a novel, Danny. Here, let me leave a voice message. Leave us briefly some details, but not a novel. We'll see if Danny can follow this up. Would Dak? Dak may have lost his job. I don't think so. There's no way Dak's lost his job, in my opinion. But we'll see. Stranger things have happened. Got Carr, Fournette. Maybe they keep saying Dak's not ready. Dak's not ready. But I don't think Rush is going to take his job. I think in Superflex, I like Godwin, but in Superflex it's different. Zach Wilson is a lot lesser value than Dak if Dak is back. You know what I'm saying? Trade Jamar for JT Hines and Elijah Moore. I'd rather have JT Hines and Elijah Moore, Zach. Just so you know. This super chat here got Carr, Fournette, Mixon, A.J. Brown, Godwin, Goddard, Stevenson, Rashad White, Keenan Allen, Bateman, Kittle, Hopkins, B-Rob. 12-team standard moves to make. You can't sell Mixon high. You can't sell Fournette high coming off of last week. You can maybe sell Godwin. Man, you got blasted. I assume you lost Javonte or something. A.J. Brown, you have potential sell high value with A.J. Brown. But like, what do you get? You know, he's you could sell him high, but can you get like a Pittman and a Breece Hall? If not, I don't know that it's worth selling A.J. Brown. But I don't know. You got to do something here. Keenan Allen's been injured. This is pretty tough. I don't know what, I mean, honestly, this is one of those teams where like there's not much to advise other than to let it play out, let Mixon gain some value, let Fournette gain some value, then try and flip them. But Godwin and Stevenson for a Pittman, Godwin for A.J. Dillon. I think A.J. Dillon could help you out quite a bit. D-Hop and B-Rob together. Godwin and D-Hop. Maybe you shoot for the moon and try and get a Jamar Chase on this roster using Godwin and D-Hop or D-Hop and B-Rob. Those are moves I kind of go after Dalvin Cook. You got to take a chance with this team. You got to take a chance. You can't sit on this team. There's no way. There's no way you can sit on that. It's not going to win. I'm just telling you, speaking the truth, so you can go out and make a difference and make a change. Trade Pittman for Kamara, yeah, all day long, as mentioned before. All day long. These two super chats here, we've got Dobbs, ETN for Pittman, all day. Go get Pittman. Got Sun God and Mike Thomas. Go get Pittman. Trade Mike Thomas if you get a moment to, like if you ever see an opening. Traded Mike Williams and Thielen and Penny and got Jamar Chase. That is a win. Anytime you get Jamar Chase using table scraps, and I'm not saying Penny can't continue, but you're playing with the house's money on Penny, and you're getting Jamar Chase, who, in my opinion, we're 4 weeks in, should not be discarded as a top 5 wide receiver. Danny's giving us clarification on the Dak Prescott trade right in front of us here.
So yeah, QB2 would be Dak, QB1 is Patrick Mahomes, my wide receiver 1 is A.J. Brown, and my wide receiver 2 is Scary Terry. I just lost Javonte, but my running backs are Kamara and DeAndre Swift. At full PPR, you're only starting 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 flex, and then the super flex. So, and then I also have Mac Jones on IR as well. So like my 3 quarterbacks would be Patty, Dak Prescott, and Mac Jones.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like Godwin potentially for you, but I'm not like, I keep Dak. It's more important for me to have Dak in there, if he is in there, than have Zach Wilson and be like, what am I getting out of Zach Wilson? You know, you don't even know. And not to mention he feels, kind of injury prone. At this point, coming in with the knee, totally don't know how he's feeling. Looks okay, but I'm just saying I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm definitely going to keep Dak. That's me. I think everybody's kind of on the fence with it though. So trust your gut on it. I'm going to see if Conklin, appreciate you leaving those voice messages. Let's open up the phone line for a little bit and see if we can get some good phone calls while we have the super chats rolling. Again, I don't mind. I love the super chats. I'm not saying dial those back. I'm just saying I'm going to do a better job.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
I'm going to do a better job of trying to not cut myself off and answer questions. And this is not week 4. This is going to be week number 5. I'm going to do a better job of doing phone calls and doing the whole spiel. You know what I'm saying? So dial in if you got a question, and I'll throw you up here, and we will take care of you. But continue to drop the super chats if you got them. I'm not trying to detour those away from being dropped. We'll get rid of the spammer. John, you're live on the Fantasy Football Show, John.
Hey, Smitty, how you doing?
I'm good, bro. What can I do for you?
So I got traded. So I'm in a 12-team league, half PPR. I got traded. I got Joey B, smoking cigars. I got Amon St. Brown, and this kid just offered me Jamar Chase for Amon St. Brown straight up. And I got Joey B, and I like I love Amon St. Brown, but
yeah,
I think it'd be cool to have that combo. But
yeah, I mean, I love St. Brown. I think putting him at 5 would be high. And I got another caller on the hold. Just hang tight for me if you could. Chase is still top 4 for me. If I'm drafting over today, I don't really care what anybody else thinks. How do I feel? That's how you should feel too. You shouldn't even care what I think. I should help influence you a little bit, but ultimately, end of the day, I'm going to merge in another caller. So another caller, you're on hold. Please hang tight for me. You're caller number 3 that I just put on here. So just hang tight. I'm gonna say take Chase and run. Maybe not run, but take Chase and just say to yourself, I'm willing to put what I've seen last year and what I thought all offseason long to the test. And it's like St. Brown's coming back hobbled. We don't even fully know if he should suit up and play this week, but they do have the bye in week 6, and they're going to play the game with let's rest him one more week with Swift. They may do it with St. Brown.
Yeah, I have a feeling he's not going to play because of the bye.
Yeah, maybe. It's possible. Like if you are worried about your long-term health, you know, and you want to be healthy all year, it's going to be a consideration. So you might be without St. Brown.
Well, I know the Lions are one of the most careful teams in the league about injuries.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say take Chase, but like you're not crazy. Anybody in here is not crazy to say give me St. Brown. I love St. Brown. I'm one of the biggest St. Brown supporters out there.
Yeah,
but it's just like this.
And that Higgins is just looking real nice too. I think he's just demanding targets. And,
but trust
and
your
then Chase is getting a number 1 corner every week.
Yeah, trust your gut though.
Higgins wide open.
Trust your gut though, bro.
And then another quick thing: what do you think about the waivers? About Latavius Murray?
I don't know. Melvin Gordon's the guy, and then until Melvin Gordon loses it, what are you gonna do? Hold, Lat Murray as they cycle through Boone and try and get to Lat Murray? That could be weeks away. I'm just not worried about Lat Murray right now. I could be wrong on that, but
would you put money in Boone?
I don't think. I mean,
because I'm in a fab league.
I don't put my money on. I'm not a big fan of either option.
Yeah.
I'm going after the other guys.
I'm just so deep in receiver.
Right.
I got Jonathan Taylor and AJ Dillon. I'm only running back.
All right, John, I got to jump to the next caller. Call back if you got another question. Appreciate it, John. Okay, you're up. Next caller. The guy I just put on hold, just hang tight for me. But who am I talking to?
Yo, talking to John.
Well,
is it me? I don't know if it's me or not.
Yeah, I'm talking to you. What's up?
Okay, what's up, Smitty? No, this is my name is Hiza, and I just got a question regarding my my roster, man. So I'll be quick. I'm 4-0 in my home league. It's
okay.
a 12-team PPR league. So I'm 4-0. but I have Taylor. So let me just tell you my roster real quick. I got Kyler. I got Barkley. Oh, I'm kind of echoing.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hear myself, but.
Yeah, somebody's got the show on in the background.
Okay, yeah. I don't know if they can.
All right, go ahead. You got JT. Who else?
Yeah, no. So I got Kyler, JT, Barkley, Pittman, Sutton, Pitts, Dobbs, and then I got Michael Thomas and Edmonds as my bunch, and I got a bunch of fodder on the bench. But those are like my main guys. You want me to say that again?
No, I got it. Okay.
So my question though is, I'm 4-0. I'm good, right? I'm top in my league, but I'm kind of scraping by in terms of my wins. I'm getting kind of lucky. Everybody's scoring really low on me, so I'm just like, man, like I'm not as confident as I want to be with this 4-0. You know? So just hopefully, I don't know if you can give me any ideas here. And see what I can do, man.
I mean, I
have Edmonds too. Don't forget Edmonds on the bench as well.
Edmonds, yeah. Trade Edmonds and MT for like an AJ Dillon or shoot higher than that maybe. You know, shoot for a potential like T Higgins using MT and Edmonds. You know, shoot high and then work your way down. Mike Evans would have been attainable. Now he's not going to be. You know.
Yeah. I was
Swift.
literally looking at that. I was looking at Mike Evans, but then I was like, man, I don't know. Is Brady falling off? I don't know. I got spooked. You know.
Yeah. Now that's gone. That's deuces. No, you're not getting him. Thoughts on God?
Should I move one of my RBs? Is that one of my other questions?
Cody, I'd say play him. It depends on your options, though, Cody. But I appreciate the super chat. And Godwin's a play, but it depends on who you got. What's the question about now?
JT and Barkley. Should I move one of them? Because I can just hold one RB1.
Bro, I'd never tell anybody to never trade somebody. So it just depends. Is someone going to come down and knock down your door and give you an offer you can't refuse? Do I think you should trade JT and Barkley? No. You could be without JT this week, so it could be another tough week. But if you trade Edmonds, and MT,
no, I have Edmonds.
I know. If you trade him for Dillon or somebody like that, then you're gonna Mixon might be attainable for MT and Edmonds. You never know. Just go take stabs at Cook, Swift, Mixon, Kamara, Dillon.
And are you confident with Pittman as my wide receiver one?
Yeah. That's fine. I mean, your running backs are lit, so I mean, you're gonna have a little bit lighter situation. Would I trade Edmonds and Pittman for Jamar Chase? Yes. Like, go get that deal done.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure I have a really tough. It's a tough league too. I'm not gonna lie. Like, pretty sharp people.
That's what everybody says.
They don't even want to do like JT straight up.
No one wants to admit they're in a league that's not the toughest league. Everyone, because then it makes it sound like you don't. Like, I get it, bro, but you can finesse these things. Look, all it takes, it doesn't matter how tough the league is. It matters what that owner thinks about that player at that moment. And if the Jamar Chase owner is driving in his car and he watched the wrong video at the wrong time, and you're sitting back going, my league's too tough, I can't make trades, and Steve from accounting sends Bob from accounting the right trade offer at the right time, Bob might send him Jamar Chase for dog water. And you're going to be twiddling your thumbs going, shoot, I should have did it. So make an offer. Make an offer. Try and get Jamar Chase.
I've made offers. I'm being honest. I've made offers, but I'm gonna have to even sell. Like I'm overselling. Like I gotta give up way more just to get like a Chase or like a or somebody like a wide receiver one type.
Yeah. Well, go after Swift. Go after all the names I told you, and just start throwing different offers at them and see if anything sticks. Dillon's a very good overpay. You're overpaying. MT and Edmonds for Dillon, you're overpaying. But he's got the potential to step in and be a good
one
JT.
Last question.
I got it. Yeah, quick. I got to jump to the next. I got to jump to the next caller. So make it quick.
Okay. No. Would you? So your best option here would MT and Edmonds for like a Dillon, like a RB, like a RB2. Instead of a wide receiver, should I go for RB instead of wide receiver?
I mean, you gotta go for a couple different things. I think you're gonna lose value of MT and Edmonds sitting there waiting. You know what I mean? Like eventually you're gonna lose the value.
Yeah.
Swift I like a lot. I suppose you already have Pittman like Higgins. You're probably not gonna get Higgins, but you could reach for him. Mike Evans
I
is
can
no
maybe
longer.
get Higgins. I can maybe do that.
Do it. Do it. Just punch it. I mean, you're working your league over more than you think if you make that trade. So MT and Edmonds for Higgins, slam dunk. Throw in Dobbs. You want Dobbs too? Give him Dobbs.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
Give him buy him lunch too. All right, later, pal. Appreciate you.
I got you, man. Appreciate it, man. Love the show.
Yeah. All right, next caller. Who am I talking to?
All right. Peace out. Peace out.
What's going on, Smitty? You're talking to Josh.
What's up, Josh? What can I help you with?
All right, 14-man league. Javonte was my keeper. Obviously, now I'm shot in the foot. Right now, I have my team is Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Tyreek Hill, Tony Pollard, Edmonds, Conklin.
All right, hold on 1 second. Slow down 1 second. Hurts, Javonte, and then I scratched him out. AJB and who?
Tyreek.
Okay.
Pollard, Edmonds, Conklin, Josh Reynolds. I got B. Ryan on the bench, Joe Burrow on the bench, Rashad White, Osborne. I'm just looking to see what do you think is my
14 team is hard. I mean, you got to try with 14 team. I imagine Burrow's got some value because of all the quarterbacks that have gone down. Usually, you probably can't trade a quarterback away like that. But, bro, I imagine you're going to have an easy time trading Burrow or Hurts.
Yeah, I'm getting right now. I just haven't felt like I've gotten the right offer for Hurts or Burrow right now. So I'm just kind of, I don't want to give them either one up for. Just for cupcakes. I want to give it out for the right value.
What
get at least a one back.
Well, what about the Dylan idea I keep throwing out there?
Dylan, who would you trade away?
Burrow for Dylan.
Who?
Burrow for
Burrow.
Yeah. I mean, bro, you insert Dylan back into this Javonte spot, and all of a sudden, you know, like I've been saying, Dylan at worst is going to earn you what you're paying, and at best, he will win you a league and become Javonte. He'll replace Javonte. He'll put on the Javonte Williams suit and just go like this, and it'll have a big D on his chest.
I also had one offer. It was basically JT and Judy for Tyreek Hill. I don't know what you feel about that.
I'm sorry, say that again. Go ahead. I'm sorry, say that again.
Basically, I got an offer for Tyreek Hill. It was JT and Jerry Judy.
JT and Jerry Judy for Tyreek Hill?
Yeah.
Let's see here. I probably take JT and Judy because this is a 14-man league. Judy Ellison has value, you know, like he's kind of iffy, but like you take JT, take JT and Judy for Hill. I would.
All right, I appreciate it, Smitty.
Yeah, appreciate you, my man. But Dylan, Burrow for Dylan, and then maybe you do this, bro. Burrow for Dylan and do that trade and get JT in there. If you can use him as flex, because your flex option's kind of weak too, so that'll help secure all that up.
Yes, definitely. I appreciate it, Smitty.
All right, appreciate you. Later. I couldn't help but laugh at my own joke. I'm sorry. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show.
Hi, it's what's up, Smitty? I just had a couple questions.
What's up? What can I help you with?
Can I just go through my team real quick and then just ask you the question?
Yeah.
All right. So my team right now is Kyler Murray, CeeDee Lamb, Hollywood Brown, Dalvin Cook, Jamal Williams, Kyle Pitts, Chris Olave, Dameon Pierce, and then on my bench I have a couple guys I got a waiver that was pretty good. Jeff Wilson Jr., Romeo Doubs, Ramondre Stevenson, ETN, Elijah Moore, and then I have Rondell Moore. So my question was, should I drop Rondell for Dawson Knox? Because somebody dropped him, and I understand Pitts, the whole, like, it's just like,
Yeah,
you're not doing
I would. That's not a bad move. I mean, I'm not a huge Ron. Like, Hopkins is coming back. You know,
Mhm.
so you're getting Rondale's going to get a little bit of a bump, and like you said, you're a little worried about Pitts. I mean, take Knox. Knox is good. Plus, he could be a decent flex if he starts catching touchdowns. He gets back in a groove. You have a good team. Pierce could fill right in once once you're done with Jamal. So I like this team a lot. I think you got a lot of good value. Hollywood and Lamb and Pitts. Pierce. The only thing I maybe look to do is trade Jeff Wilson Jr. while you can for a CD Lamb for a Jamar Chase. So Jeff Wilson Jr. CD
Yeah, that's
Lamb.
what I was gonna. Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. The guys that I'm looking to trade away: Jeff Wilson Jr., Jamal Williams, Dubs, Elijah Moore. I know Elijah Moore's value is pretty low right now, but maybe I'm trying to upgrade maybe at running back or wide receiver somewhere. Maybe like, I don't know, Waddle or Gabe Davis or something. But
I mean,
the top guys like Jefferson and DeMar Chase, they won't trade them.
I mean, Gabe Davis, you don't want to buy him too expensive, but Waddle, sure. I mean, but Lamb and Jeff Wilson should get you a Chase. Lamb and Jeff Wilson could get you. It would have got you Debo before the game. Now that it's tough, bro. It's tough, but it definitely look to use Jeff Wilson to upgrade Lamb or to upgrade Jamal. Go to the Swift owner. Try and give Jeff Wilson and maybe Hollywood for Swift. Or maybe Jeff Wilson Jr. and I don't know. You could even use Jeff Wilson Jr. and Olave for a Chase. That might actually work. People love Olave right now. He's got such crazy high value.
This is a cheaper league, so I'm kind of like not trying to trade away Olave and Pierce because I can keep them for next year. But my last question is going to be: should I maybe trade for Goddard? Just because the guy who has him is 1-3, and he's kind of like I could give him players that are getting points right now plus a pitch, or maybe Andrews if I wanted to go high end. I don't know.
Bro, if it's a keeper league, you got to have more faith in Pitts. I get he's not doing well this year, but he's the best rookie tight end to ever play a rookie season. But
I can't keep him because I drafted him before round 6, so I can't keep him.
That sucks. There's a lot of stuff I don't know on this league. It'd be hard to give you, guide the ship entirely. But I would say my advice to you is use Jeff Wilson, move him around in different offers. Lamb, Jeff Wilson, depending on keepers and all that stuff. Jamal, go to the Swift owner, see if you can get Swift, or you can send Jamal to them. Just work on that. But I like the squad. Right. You got a good core. Just try and use Jeff Wilson while you can, because Jeff Wilson's value will eventually go away.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, bro. Appreciate you. Okay, let me get to these super chats real quick and get these out of the way. I feel like we're doing a good job of mixing in all the other stuff into the show, though. We're doing it live. Rob with a super chat. Let's see where we're at on these. Rob. I got Rob Slayer. Son God, Mike Thomas. I traded Mike Williams, Thielen, Penny, and got Chase. I already got that. That was an amazing win. Let's see here, Rob. We got thoughts on Godwin play hold. I answered that question. It depends on the details, but I mean he's a good wide receiver 3 or wide receiver 3-4 right now. Slayer says Burrow, Swift, Javonte Williams, DK Pitts, ETN, St. Brown, Samuel trying to get Jamar Chase. How? I mean, if you don't want to give up St. Brown to get Jamar Chase, you're going to have a tough time doing it without giving up DK, and I don't think you even have anything you could put with DK. Jamal Williams, you can't. I mean, you don't want to break up Swift and Jamal, so it doesn't. You can't even. I mean, that might get it done. Like you want to take a little bit of a gamble, you could go DK and Jamal and see if someone bites, but it's going to be hard. I find that if you try and trade somebody like that to another owner and you own the other piece, they don't want to do it. But like if you just own Jamal Williams, people might be like, well, he's doing pretty good. I don't think you'd have to give up St. Brown for Chase if you want to get Chase. There's just no other way that I can see it, Slayer. But your team is good. You have the Lions running back crew locked up. DK's playing great now. Kyle Pitts, I think, will rebound this week against the Bucs. They'll force the Falcons to throw a whole lot more. Plus, if they're down, it'll be good. St. Brown hopefully comes back. We don't know. It's thin. You definitely have to explore trades down the road. Would I trade St. Brown if he gains even more value and then try and use him and get into a Breece Hall and a pretty big name wide receiver? Like, let's say Waddle slumps for a game and he drops in value. You could try and explore something crazy like that if St. Brown gets back into that top 5 value for everybody. But you don't have a lot of wiggle room until Swift bounces back or St. Brown goes nuts again coming off the injury. There's not a lot of trade power that you have unless you want to trade St. Brown for Chase straight up. Rob, thank you for the Super Chat, Slayer. Yo, what's up, Smitty? Got offered D-Hop and Dalvin for Tyreek and Hunt. Kamara is my other running back. I trust Tyreek and Hunt more than I trust Dalvin, and that's close. Given his situation, guys, where he only has Kamara, would you rather have Dalvin Cook and D. Hopkins coming back or Tyreek and Hunt? I almost just glossed over D. Hopkins and said I trust Tyreek and Hunt more than Dalvin. Like, almost as if I wasn't going to consider D. Hopkins as a part of the trade, just because he's, but he's getting closer to coming back. And what if D. Hopkins is a top 12 wide receiver? I don't know that he is. It's hard to imagine it right now. And I feel like we kind of got a sense that they don't throw to him enough anyway in this offense. So maybe he's like that guy that just doesn't drop the numbers. And you're like, what is going on? And it's just waiting and waiting and waiting. And he has a big game, then like 4 bad games. So I'm curious to know what you guys think on this. Tyreek side, Tyreek and Hunt. That's how I'm feeling. I want to say Dalvin Cook side because you need a running back and but Cook, I don't trust Cook's offense. I think the offense is, Tyreek. I'm pretty sure Tyreek is the side you want to roll with, bro. Dalvin is on borrowed time. Yeah, and the other thing is, too, like, they changed their offense, and we have not seen Dalvin Cook rebound ever since they changed the offense. So this could be telling. This could be telling Dalvin Cook just might not get the volume. So I'm going to say don't, walk away. Walk away from the table. Walk away from the table on this trade right here. Pittman for Kamara, Slayer, Rob. Appreciate you, Rob. Cole says 4-0, just got offered JT Akers and Claypool for Singletary, Moore, Algier. Just got offered JT Akers and Claypool for Singletary, Moore, DJ Moore, and Algier? What? Where's my button?
You've just been Smitty approved.
I mean, bro, I feel like I'm reading something wrong. But tell your grandma, yes, I will do the deal, Grandma. Done. Go tell her. Wait till she wakes up. It's late. She's asleep. Let's see. It's almost 3 a.m. She'll be up in about an hour. Rise and shine, sonny boy. In about an hour, she'll be up, your grandma. Tell her you'll do the deal. Straight up. 2-2. 10-man. Russ, Dalvin Cook, Breece Hall, Sutton, JJ, Mark Andrews, Higgins. What's next? Priority 5 on waivers. Algier. I mean, go watch my waiver show, bro, for the order. I mean, because I have a video up specifically for the waiver wire stuff, so it'll guide you through it rather than me repeat myself over and over. As for what to do with this trade, or this team, JJ Andrews, love it. Higgins, love it. Sutton is a not a vulnerable spot, but a tradable piece that I don't mind getting rid of. Keenan Allen and Sutton, Keenan Allen and Cook, JT, Sutton, Cook, and Keenan Allen. I trade Sutton and Cook for JT. That might be all it takes, but I don't tell anybody. But I give up more. I'd start looking at your bench, going, Garrett Wilson, you want him? Pollard, you want him? I like Pollard a lot if you can hold him, but Hendo, take him. Hendo, Cook, and Sutton, all for JT. You get JT on this team with Breece Hall, JJ, Andrews, Maybe try and upgrade Russell Wilson at some point to like a Burrow or an Aaron Rodgers. It might not be that hard to do, throwing in something, especially if you grab an Algier off waivers and you start offering Algier House's money. You start playing with House's money and you upgrade into an A-Rod and you just feel a little more comfortable. Unless you like Russell Wilson. I definitely don't. Sherman, think Tua is back before week 10, asking for Superflex or for a friend. You're asking for a friend. I would say, yeah. I think right around. I think they're going to give it a good month, and then they're going to come out with all kinds of. He's gone through rigorous testing. Showing no signs. There's no risk of him. I think they're waiting a month though. But I think week 10 sounds about right. I don't know though. We're only guessing, and it's the NFL. The NFL could go in any direction. Need help? Mahomes, Dalvin Cook, Khalil Herbert, T. Higgins, Rashad Bateman, Higbee, Olave benches Najee Harris on your bench. What's going on there? What's going on with Najee on your bench? Dylan on your bench. Why is your bench better than your lineup? Like, what's going on here, bro? Mahomes, Dalvin Cook. You got a good team. You need help because you're putting guys on the bench you shouldn't be putting on the bench. But past that, you need a couple. Like, you want to trade Najee and Deontay for JT. I'll Smitty approve that all day. You want to trade Najee Harris and keep Dylan. Najee Harris and Bateman. Like, what do you do? You've got McLaurin, Dylan, Najee, Deontay on your bench, and you got take Herbert out and put Najee in. I like Herbert. Herbert could be your flex or something, but Bateman shouldn't be in there. I love Olave. You got a lot of moves you can do. Upgrade Cook into JT. Upgrade Bateman into Jamar Chase using McLaurin and Deontay. Somebody probably still values Deontay. Upgrade Najee or Dalvin Cook into JT. I'd rather keep Najee and upgrade Dalvin Cook. I trust Najee more than I trust Dalvin Cook right now. And that's kind of switched over the last couple weeks. But you watch Dalvin Cook and that offense, and I don't think it's made for him. I don't trust his offense at all, bro. 12-man, 0.5 PPR, 3 wide receivers. I'm 1-3. Got Stafford, Lamb, A.J. Brown, Keenan Allen, Lazard, Jamison, Kamara, Dylan, Dobbins, J-Rob, Pitts, grabbing Goff off any other moves. Yeah, I mean, Dobbins is one of my favorite sell highs right now. And it's not that I hate him. It's just I think he's got ultra high value. It's all a buy low, sell high game. And Keenan Allen and Dobbins could get you a Jamar Chase. And I know I keep repeating Jamar Chase, go get Jamar Chase. Hey, why even watch Smitty's live stream? He says Jamar Chase pretty much every end. Well, you know what? Sometimes you got to beat a dead horse. When everyone asked me about Eckler last week, it was Eckler, trade for Eckler. Now I'm telling you, trade for Dylan, trade for Jamar Chase, trade for Dylan, trade for Breece Hall, trade for Pittman, trade for all these guys that are, I mean, you're going to hear a lot of the same things because they're values. I'm not going to give you good advice and try and give somebody else a different name when I believe that the best value is Jamar Chase right now at wide receiver. Pittman is great value at wide receiver. Looking at the wide receiver list, I'd say even Adams is a little bit of a buy low, just a little bit. Because his owners want a little more. Amon-Ra St. Brown's a good buy low. So you use Melvin Gordon, J-Rob, Dobbins, and keep Kamara, Dylan, A.J. Brown. Try and keep Lamb, but I'd upgrade Lamb if I needed to. Maybe upgrade Stafford, but use Melvin Gordon, J-Rob, Dobbins, and Keenan Allen in different combinations to upgrade into JT. You could get JT, and JT is the best buy low too. JT, Dylan, Jamar Chase, Pittman. Those feel like steal buy lows right now. JT, Jamar Chase, Pittman, and Dylan. And Breece Hall. Even though Breece Hall's value is going up, he's still a monster steal. Monster. Because he's only going to get better. He's only going to get stronger. He's only going to get faster. He's only going to get fed more. Ron Navy says, I love Kirk, but if you can get Allen and JJ, that's a smash. All right, phone lines are open, so dial into thy show if you want to ask me a question. Where is my show button? Where's my phone line button when I need it? I got too many things on.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
You're live on the show. What do you know? Umberger, you there? Ron, Navy, and Umberger, call back in. Maxim, what's up, my man? I don't know what's going on here. Ron, are you there?
Yeah, sir.
What's up, Ron?
Hey.
You're live.
This isn't much of a question. Is that, we're talking about all these players, but I really think if people should, if they're hurting with wide receivers or hurting with tight ends or hurting, they should really look at getting like Pickens and look at getting Pickett and look at getting Freiermuth. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game against Buffalo. I think people think that Buffalo's going to run right over them, but look at Pickett went in there and he rushed for 2 touchdowns in one half. He's going to be looking downfield, and Pickett, how they gonna cover Pickens, because Pickens has already shown. Look at all his catches that he's been getting. He's been getting them over the middle and on the sideline. Pickett's been throwing them where no other receiver can get them, and his footwork is phenomenal just on the sideline. Nobody can stop that. So if you're looking at trying to get these players, get them now where you can get them low before they go off, because they're going to go off. I have no doubt in my mind. People might call me crazy or whatever, or a fanboy of the Steelers, which I am, but I think those 3 players in particular are going to go off. I think Najee's going to actually do better because Pickett's going to be able to expand. The defense is going to have to back up, so it's going to give Najee more room to work. So Najee, if he does do better, start hitting the holes are there, and he starts doing better. Even if you don't keep him, that increases his trade value. I'm not worried about his ankle no more. So, but those players on Pittsburgh, you can get them low now. Get them before they go off, and you can't get them.
Yeah, I would say a lot of people are throwing some jokes at you, but it's a good fun. It's good fun. They're like, this guy's no.
You know what? Hey, no, I'm going to screenshot all these comments, and then after this week's game when they play Buffalo, I'm going to come back and I'm going to be the one that's laughing when I'm right on all this.
Well, some of it's related to the Steelers. Other parts of it are like, this guy's the new host.
This what Jordan just talked about. Buffalo defense is going to smother that. No, Buffalo's defense is hurting. They're missing their 2 key back people that are out. Their backfield's decimated, so they don't have anybody deep to cover nobody. And Buffalo's been, their defense against Miami and against Jags has not been good. So you can hold on to that Buffalo defense all you want, but they're not as good as they were when they started the season.
Hey, I got Umberger on the line too. Umberger, what do you got? What do you think about that?
I haven't really been paying too much attention, but I made a trade. I traded Pierce, Harris, and
who?
Gabe Davis. Excuse me.
Gabe Davis. Okay.
Okay.
You said Gabe
Davis,
Stevens. Who's
Pierce.
Gabe? Who's Gabe Stevens, bro?
Oh, I was getting mixed up. Sorry, Gabe Davis.
Okay.
I think Gabe Stevens. He might be a wrestler, but anyways, Gabe Davis, Damon Harris, Damian Pierce for Diggs PPR.
Okay.
What do you think?
You traded for Diggs. You gave up Pierce, Damian Harris, and Gabe Davis. It's a lot of talent you gave up, but you got the best player in the deal. That's for sure. But is it possible Pierce, Gabe Davis, and yeah? I'd take Diggs. It's a lot to give up, but I'd take Diggs.
PPR and Allen, so I got the Josh Allen Diggs stack, which is pretty sexy.
Yeah.
And then now I got Diggs, and I did give up a lot of depth. I'm 1-3 somehow, and I got so my starting lineup is Josh Allen, Penny, Moser, CeeDee Lamb, Diggs, Garrett Wilson, Mark Andrews, and then I got Renfro. I got plugged in there right now, and Pollard. And then my second quarterback, Baker Mayfield, was kind of holding me back. But other than that, I think I got a pretty good team.
Nice job, Hamburger. We've got a third caller on the line, a mystery person. Who we have on the call here? Who do we merge?
This is Ben.
Ben, what's up, Ben? What can we do for you? Good talk, Ben. Ben hung
Hello?
up. We got another mystery caller on the phone. You're on the Ron Navy, Unburger, and Smitty show.
What's going on, boss? How you doing?
Oh, Unburger just hangs up. He doesn't even say bye. He just hangs up. So we got two mystery people on the phone. Mystery person number one, speak up.
What's going on, boss? How you doing?
Good. How you doing? What can we do for you?
Yeah, man. So I just had a question, man. What you think about this trade? I got as my running backs, I have Jamal Williams, Breece Hall, and I got DeAndre Swift and everything too. But I'm thinking about trading Swift, J.K. Dobbins, and Khalil Herbert for JT and Kittle. What you think about that trade?
Swift, J.K. and Khalil. Yeah, I'd take JT and Kittle, I suppose. I mean, I like Swift. I like Swift a lot, but
I got Darren Waller too as my tight end, so that's what I was thinking too. I haven't really been feeling Darren Waller. I'm like, man.
It's
I think I need a
say
little
the trade.
upgrade in,
Say the trade again. Swift and who?
Swift and J.K. Dobbins and Khalil Herbert for JT and Kittle.
Ron, you don't like that, Ron, huh?
No, Kittle's garbage. Kittle they use for blocking. I mean, 2 catches for 20-some yards yesterday. Kittle. No, and plus he's half injured all the time.
I feel like he's still kind of getting back in the rhythm a little bit too.
You have Swift who's going to come back, and he's very talented. You got his backup Jamal, so you got nothing there. So I'd keep Swift. Khalil's going to, he's been smashing it. So I mean, why would you get rid of players for one player that
the JT upgrade? Because what do you think about even if I did it head up? What do you think about Swift or JT head up?
Well, look at what has JT done so far this year? He hasn't done much because that offensive line stinks. And you already got I mean, you got the running backs already. You're giving up way too much for a Kittle and JT, in my opinion. I mean, everybody's big on JT, but he really hasn't performed yet.
Yeah, but you're either buying on the spec that's going to change or not. So, like, there's two sides of that argument. I think if you think JT's not going to turn it around and be a top 5 overall player, then of course you're going to say no to that, and that makes sense. And I'm totally okay with Ron, your stance. But I can see both sides. Like, I understand both sides. It's not a no-brainer one way or the other. But I do believe that JK, he has had 1 week and he scored touchdowns. And I feel like this is a team where you can't count on rushing touchdowns because Lamar Jackson is the number 1 running back on the team. And this is a running back by committee. And Gus the Bus is on his way back. They love running multiple running backs. So I'm selling high on JK all day long. I love Swift. I hate the fact that you're giving up Swift. I do. But he's out this week. He has a bye week. And then what if he isn't fully ready that next week? Then you have 3 weeks in a row where he's probably going to get eased back in. So I love acquiring Swift.
Yeah.
So if JT...
He's got Jamal who's getting 2 touchdowns a game. Get rid of Dobbins if you can with somebody else, but he's got Jamal. Keep Swift.
Yeah.
Because Swift's going to come back, and what happens if Jamal gets injured? So you still got the cup there.
Yeah.
And and
Herbert
smash.
I'm taking JT all day.
Okay,
long.
so what if we said forget the Herbert and the Kittle trade, and we just went JK and Swift for JT.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course. That's like saying let's take off a whole bunch on the other person's side of the trade and then do the deal. Of course, we'd rather you do that. you know,
Because I'm pretty. Okay.
First, I mean, if you do Swift and you do Dobbins, which I'm not high on Dobbins, and you JT, yeah, okay, I'm okay with that one. But you were giving way too much away to get a JT and a Kittle.
I think I was just tripping on the.
I know this.
Waller.
I know this is the Ron Navy show, but I'm gonna chime in and just say I personally would take JT and Kittle myself, but
Okay.
I agree with our host Ron that I would prefer JT for just Swift if you can get that done. But who am I?
Okay, bro. Appreciate you, man.
All right. We got two other people on the phone. We got two other people on the phone. Maxim, you were on. I think you're on. Maxim, hold for me. Who's the other mystery caller?
Somebody is Ben.
Who?
Ben.
Pam or Pan?
Ben.
Pan? Ben.
No Pam. Ben.
Okay, Ben. Ben, what's up, Ben?
Javonte. Okay, I lost Javonte. I got AJ Brown, Jamar, DK, Elijah Moore.
Let me write this down, Ben. Hold on. Go ahead.
Okay. AJ Brown, Jamar, DK, Elijah Moore, Damian Pierce, ETN, B-Rob, Everett, Schultz, and Dak.
Okay.
Do I need to make a move because I lost Javonte? Or
Yeah,
let's play out.
let's go to the table here. Okay, so you got Dak. Dak,
Dak
who's
is
your
my quarterback, and
who's your starter till Dak comes back?
Stafford.
Mm-hmm. I like how you didn't want to tell us that. You're like Stafford. Stafford. I'm a stapler. Hi, Stafford. Yeah, Ron, what are you thinking here? I don't know if you can see the screen. I did write it on the board here. We got Pierce, we got ETN, we got AJ Brown, Jamar Chase, DK Metcalf, Everett, Schultz, Dak. I mean, I don't think you have a lot to trade high. You have AJ Brown DK you could trade high, but he's looking good. AJ Brown you could maybe trade high, but you can't trade Pierce.
Somebody tried to offer me Pollard and Penny for AJ Brown.
No. What about Swift? Hey, talking about Swift, Ron, what about him acquiring Swift on this team? What can he do to get Swift? I mean, do you think he could get Swift using DK?
Using DK?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Schultz and DK?
Maybe, yeah, maybe he could throw in DK. And who's your backup quarterback? Who else do you have as quarterback?
Stafford.
Oh, that's nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe even throw in if he doesn't go
DK
for that,
Schultz for Swift.
Maybe throwing Schultz too for a DK Schultz for Swift.
Yeah,
I'll try that. All right.
Thanks, pal.
You got to AJB and Chase. That's awesome. ETN, he doesn't have any value right now, so you kind of got to hold on to him, and you got to keep Pierce. Dak.
Yeah, I can't hold. I'm 0-4.
Yeah.
83 thumbs up. Really, people? Really? 258 of you in here? All right.
You got 80. Now you got 84.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, later, pal. All right, next up is I think we have Maxim.
Yeah, what's up, Smitty? Hey, what's up, Ron? I don't know who I'm talking to, but hey, so I'm 1-3 in this league, but man, I have like a good team. So I was wondering if you guys could give me advice if we can trade something. So I got Joe Burrow, I got J-Rob, I got Khalil Herbert, Tyreek Hill, Jamar Chase.
Hold on 1 second there. Hold on 1 second. Our host Ron Navy might be able to keep up, but I can't. Burrow, J-Rob, and who?
Herbert, Khalil Herbert.
These are your starters?
I got Tyreek Hill. What's up?
These are your starters?
Yeah.
Okay, what size league is it?
So Let's go get it. So Burrow, J.
20-man
Rob,
league?
Khalil Herbert.
How big's the league?
It's 10 people.
Okay, 10. Ooh, okay. We got our work cut out for us. Go ahead. Yeah. Herbert, J. Rob, you're starting running backs at a 10-man league. This is gonna be tough.
I got Tyreek Hill, Jamar Chase, Everett. In my flex, I got CD Lamb, and also I think I have a lot of depth, so I don't know what to do with this guys. I got Jeff Wilson, I got Brendan Cooks, Alan Lazard, Curtis Samuel, and Garrett Wilson.
Okay, so let me read this back. Burrow, J. Rob, and Khalil Herbert, and then you got Hill, Chase, and Lamb as your wide receivers, right?
And Everett is my tight end, yeah.
And Everett, okay. So you have a really good wide receiver group. You have a good tight end and a good quarterback. You need to work on this running room. J-Rob has been a sell high for weeks, bro. And I think you may have lost a lot of trade value. If he does well this week, he may increase. But I think coming off of last week, people are a little scared. Maybe they're not going to see it. Maybe he is a 3.8 yard per carry running back this year. Because that's what he averaged in That's what he averaged in week 1. That's what he averaged in week 2. Week 3 had that long touchdown. Everybody thought, okay, here he is. This is the real. And then he comes back down to earth to 3.8 again. Jeff Wilson and J-Rob, Khalil Herbert, maybe to the Monty owner in some kind of deal. Cooks, I think you got to move Jeff Wilson and Cooks, Jeff Wilson and J-Rob, Cooks and J-Rob. You need to start shooting for pretty decent name running backs. And maybe your floor will end up being A.J. Dillon.
I got a question. Which Cooks is it? Is it the Buffalo Bills Cooks or Minnesota Cooks?
It's the Texan Cooks, the Brandon Cooks.
Brandon Cooks.
Okay.
B Cooks. Now, there's nobody you forgot, right? Because every once in a while...
I also got Madison.
Okay.
I don't know how...
I thought he was about to throw. Okay, so Madison, maybe you go after... Maybe you're the perfect candidate to go after the guy we don't want to touch, which is Dalvin Cook. Maybe you trade Jeff Wilson and J-Rob for Dalvin Cook, or Brandon Cooks and Jeff Wilson.
I'm sorry, you're cutting off to go for
what? Jeff Wilson and Brandon Cooks for Cook. Dalvin Cook. You've got Madison. You're one of the few people that I would tell go get Dalvin Cook. Go get Dalvin Cook. Go get Najee Harris. Go make offers using
in the first place, I got Madison because you've been saying about Cook that he's not gonna.
Well,
he's questionable, so this Madison, and then it seems like Cook is back in the lineup.
Yeah. Well, go after Dalvin using Jeff Wilson and Brandon Cooks. Go after using Khalil Herbert. Those guys. Go attack. Try and get one big name player, and I think you'll be okay because you have a pretty decent core. It's just your running back room. You need one big running back, I think. Go get Dalvin.
Exactly.
All right, bro. Appreciate you.
Okay. All right. Thank you guys. Appreciate
it. His receivers are good.
Yeah, he just needs one running, but he's got enough trade power, like Jeff Wilson and Cooks, or J-Rob and Wilson, J-Rob and BK.
Jeff Wilson now Wilson right now's got value because he had a good game.
Yeah. Hey, you're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
You got Frank here.
I'm sorry, who'd you say?
Yeah, I think you got two people talking.
Yeah. Hey, Wood, hang tight real quick. Who's the other guy?
You got Frake here.
Frake. What's up, Frake?
Frake, what's going on, brother?
Yo, Ron Navy, MVP.
Frake, what can we do for you?
No, I just made a trade tonight in my 12-man Superflex league. I just wanted to, run it by you, see. I ended up trading Breece Hall in the deal. It wasn't someone I was interested in trading, but I got to the point being in a Superflex, quarterbacks are so valuable. I drafted Trey Lance. Having that injury kind of set my team back a bit. So I did a trade, traded Breece Hall and Deontay Johnson for Jared Goff.
Breece Hall and Deontay?
Yeah, and I'm number 2 on waivers, and Pickens is out there. So my plan was to lose Deontay, especially with the target share going down, and then grabbing Pickens. So it's kind of like I was just basically trading Breece Hall
who was on my bench, because my other running backs are Joe Mixon and Damian Pierce. And then I also have Brian B-Rob coming back. And then the other 2 running backs I have already stashed was Melvin Gordon and Naeem Hines.
I know this is a super flex, but that trade's hard for me to swallow. I don't know, Ron.
I know, and my other part of my team is pretty good. I mean, my wide receiver is Justin Jefferson. I have AJ Brown. I mean, I have Kyle Pitts. I mean, it's been unfortunate, but I mean, with all that in my lineup, I was just lacking at the quarterback. I mean, it's a hard one to make me swallow after what that guy did with the Stafford. But I had Baker in my lineup.
Yeah, but
so I had to make the move in order to do something at the quarterback.
I mean, maybe I tried to get something else, but what else you got? So you got JJ, AJ Brown, Pitts, and who else?
Joe Mixon, Pierce, now Goff. My other quarterback is Brissett. I have Watson. I had him stashed because I thought at the late end of the season, if I got into the playoffs, having a Trey Lance, Deshaun Watson combo for Superflex could have been a good boom. But with the injury with Trey, it kind of just put my team in a flex. I mean, I'm still 2-2. I still feel confident in my team. It's just that quarterback position was just something that I couldn't swallow. And having Brees on my bench with Pierce doing so well.
Yeah. I can't
I know a lot of people are saying Goff is like a waiver wire ad. I mean, yeah, I mean, that's in a normal league, but this is a super flex league where the quarterbacks are holding a lot of value.
That's why I said I understand why you might have gone this direction. I just think there might have been a better move, but you had to.
I mean, in my league, I mean, the best quarterback on waivers is Teddy B.
That might be better though. Teddy B and Brees Hall over Goff. I mean, honestly. But for long term seasonal, like for the rest of the season, I mean, is Teddy B going to be in there for the rest of the season? I mean, he could be someone I could be looking at as a third. I mean, as my super flex option. Yeah, I don't know, man. I love Hall so much.
Golf. Yeah, but to me, Golf has. I mean, you got to look at the fantasy numbers that they're putting in, and Golf has had pretty good fantasy numbers through all 4 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, Golf in my last week in my league put up 40 points.
In a super flex, that's not bad.
Yeah, but you can't get any of those points, so it's like you're assuming he's going to continue that. He could. I mean, maybe he does. Look, Alex Smith was the top 5 quarterback through all of October. We just entered October, and this was back when before Mahomes broke out in his second year. And so people were like, when's it going to fall? When's it going to crash? And Alex Smith kept producing. So, it's possible that you could get I don't want to say Goff's a bad quarterback, but a mediocre quarterback to play look, Tannehill. Tannehill played like a top 8 quarterback for a big chunk of the season, a year or two ago? So, but I just think I would have gone a different. But, hey, it's already done. So, it's we're not going to talk about what you could have done or couldn't have done. I think
we all love St. Brown, right? And he was injured, and look what Golf did with what he had. That was pretty awesome. So I think Golf is going to be all right for the year as a super flex option.
Yeah. All right.
That's my opinion.
Frank, appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah. No problem. And the only other thing I had was with me having AJ Brown, would you potentially try to flip that into Jamar Chase? Or would you just hold on to AJ and Jefferson?
I like Jamar Chase over AJ Brown, but I love both of them. I absolutely love AJ Brown, but I'm not wavering from top 5 value for Jamar. Maybe Jamar's not 2 right now, and I get that, and I'm accepting that. But is he 5? I still think I'd draft him in the top 5 wide receivers. I still think he deserves that, and so AJ Brown feels like a 6 to 8. Or 5 to 7, so they kind of almost overlap a little. Like AJ Brown, whenever you're talking about a receiver being 5 to 7 or 4 to 6, they're overlapping. You know what I mean? So you can't really dislike either one as your number 1 wide receiver or your number 2 wide receiver behind JJ. Like they're almost identical in some ways, value wise. But I'd take Jamar Chase, especially given you may be overpaid for the quarterback spot. Maybe you go for a little bit of a reach on that trade to try and make up for that, and then you're back, to being, flush. and then you have a quarterback.
That was literally what I was thinking. I knew that in my league, especially being super flex, everyone's holding on to quarterbacks and holding on to the value of them. So I knew that I was going to have to give up something, and it was really going to come down to whether if it was going to be Breece Hall or Dameon Pierce. With Pierce blowing up this past weekend, it became more, who would you rather get rid of in that situation? And I ended up just holding on to Pierce and moving on from Breece. But I love Breece. It was very hard, but it just came down to I couldn't deal with Baker Mayfield in my situation anymore. But no, thanks again, guys. Ron Navy, MVP.
I think this week is the week that Chase is going to have a huge game. And Smitty is, I think, dead on with this, is don't give up on Chase. Chase, I think this week he's going to start it up. And people are going to be going crazy over Chase after this next week because I think he's going to have a big game this week.
Yes, sir. All right, Frank. Appreciate you, Frank. Hey, the Wood, you're up. What can we do for you, Wood?
Hey, what's going on? I just had a quick question. Who do you think would be like the better value to have on my IR slot? B-Rob or Jameson?
Jameson Williams?
Yeah, Williams.
B-Rob. I mean, Jameson Williams, look, he's a work in project, like a project, a work in progress. He's not going to step in after the bye week and just start.
The only thing is, like, I'm pretty good, like, with, like, my running. I have a lot of running backs. Like, my whole bench is almost all running backs. I have good receivers, too, but, like, I have my receivers right now are Cup, Waddle, and then I have Bateman on the bench.
Well, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Can Jameson Williams be a top 10 wide receiver this year?
I mean, on that offense, that offense is pretty hot, and with St. Brown being kind of a little banged up, I thought he might be able to do pretty well, but it's kind of like a question mark.
I'll answer it for you. I'll answer it for you. His answer is no. Like, I like Jameson Williams, but he's a rookie. He's coming back from an ACL tear. He won't be fully ready.
Yeah.
They'll ease him in. So, no. Can Brian Robinson per start be a top 10 to 12 running back? 10 to 14? Maybe it's not extremely likely, but it's possible. So I'm taking that chance, and then you could turn that into a wide receiver that's way better than Jameson, Williams. I like Jameson for the long term, though. I like him for the long term. But, Dynasty, I think he's got good value. But ultimately, this is St. Brown's team. You know how St. Brown mad dogs everybody that was drafted in front of him? I don't know if you've heard that story, but he just mad dogs everybody. Yeah. He looks across the sideline. If there's any player, any wide receiver that got drafted ahead of him on that other team, he just stares at him the whole game. Just mad dogs him. I bet you he's going to mad dog Jameson Williams. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is St. Brown's team, until Jameson Williams proves it otherwise. So, I don't know.
You're right on that. St. Brown, he remembers everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually did have one other question. I had a trade offer for, it was Austin Eckler for, he wanted Kelsey, and because I have Kelsey, and he wanted Dobbins.
Oh, I'd take that every day on Sunday.
Yeah, the only thing is, like, because it's hard to find another good tight end. Like, Kelsey's doing pretty good.
What is the trade? What is the trade?
If you can get Eckler.
Yeah, it was Eckler for. On my side, it's Kelsey and Dobbins, and then the other side is Eckler.
Take it.
Take it.
I would take Smitty.
I have a hard time giving up Kelsey. I love Kelsey.
Yeah. Well.
To be honest, Ron,
the Dobbins part of it, I don't care about Dobbins at all.
Here's the thing. To be honest, I wasn't sure what side you were saying take it, Ron, because I was doing something here in the chat and I overheard the trade, but not what side. Like, to be honest, I didn't know what side. I didn't know what side you were talking that you liked. Like, you could argue this. You could argue. I don't believe in Dobbins like everybody else does. So I'm not
too worried about him.
But I will say, I will say that I think that Kelsey was ranked higher. Was he higher than Eckler on our live the other night with the chat? The chat made the picks. We did a ranking through the chat, and I forget Kelsey was like 6 or 7 overall. So I don't think I wouldn't draft him there. I'm just saying that's what the chat decided. I probably would take.
Yeah.
I would probably try and get somebody else with Eckler, but ultimately I want the Eckler side. Like I'm on the Eckler train here, and he was my biggest buy low last week. But I'm trying to get more because I feel like Dobbins has really good trade value right now.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So try to get because he had Kyle Pitts, and I countered his offer, and I was like, all right, give me Pitts and Eckler, and he's like, no, I want to keep Pitts.
Yeah, if you can get Pitts somehow, then I'm feeling a lot better about it because I know a lot of people hate Kyle Pitts, but I just think that you're not the best tight end in the history of the NFL for a rookie, and it's the offense. It's not him. He's fine. It's the offense, and that's the problem. We don't know if the offense will ever rebound this year or throw enough, but they change out their quarterback the same way Pittsburgh changes the quarterback out. If we're going to give Najee a bump and Pickens a bump and everybody a bump because of Pickett, we got to think the same thing can happen with Ritter getting in there, replacing Mariota. So I'm going to work really hard to get Pitts thrown into this deal. You have easily more trade value on your side of the fence, but I do like Eckler more.
And I've got Herbert too, so it kind of makes it
season. But yeah, you're right, Smitty. You probably get more you probably get more for them than just Eckler.
Yeah, and not to mention it was 1 week. Yeah, I do too. But 1 week has gone by, and you would have been able to get way more than Eckler 1 week ago. So that's part of my problem. Is like the value changed so drastically. It's like I don't know. I'm trying to get more. Look, Pitts isn't that big of a throw-in for him. He's just trying to play hardball with you.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
You know what you do? This is what you do. You got to. Everybody says, "Oh, I try and trade. Yeah, I understand and I believe people, but I think their offers and tactics are horrible half the time. Like this is how you approach this. Is he going after Kelsey from you, or have you been going to him?
No, I went to him for Eckler, but I didn't offer him anything. I just told him to send me an offer, and that's what he sent me.
Okay. So what I would tell him is that if you want to do Pitts, that's fine. If not, I'm just going to let it play out and see what happens. And then I think I'm just going to keep Kelsey. See what he says. Like if he thinks you're like literally wanting to go into next week and not do the trade, that tends to push people in the direction of giving up a little bit more to get it done. And if he doesn't, then he didn't want to do the deal. So it's not like it's like, oh, this didn't work, Smitty. Well, he wasn't going to trade. Like he doesn't want to trade. But if he's itching to, and he thinks that you're no longer interested, he's going to rush back to the table real quick.
No, for sure. No, that's good advice.
Yeah, so just say, hey, Kelsey and Dobbins for Eckler and Pitts. I mean, you could throw in something small, like a Dobbs or someone like that, and just be like, I'll do that. But if not, I'm just going to see it play out in the week because I really think Dobbins is the real deal. I just tell him that, and then he'll probably just be like, all right, I'll do it. I'll send it or whatever.
I was kind of hoping that Dobbins would do good again this week so I could sell him even higher. Because if he gets two weeks in a row like that, then people are going to be a lot higher on him, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, bro.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going.
You're the same one because that was a knee-jerk reaction for me.
Yeah. Was that the Wood or was that Michael? I don't know. Michael, you there? I think I added a guy named Michael a long time ago. He's just been sitting there. just eavesdropping. Michael? Ron, you still there? Ron? I think I got to shut my phone line down. It got overloaded. I'm going to open the phone lines in just a minute. Ron, I'm going to have you call back maybe. Let's get to these super chats. This need help, Mahomes. Oh, I got that one already. Appreciate you. Diego dropping the super chat. Diego, did I get to this one? 12-man, 0.5 PPR. Got Stafford, Lamb, A.J. Brown, Keenan Allen. I think I got to this one as well. Dobbins. Yeah, I got to this one. That was good, Diego. Good talk, Diego. Good talk. Cole dropping a super. Brady, JT, Dillon, Cup, Higgins, Goddard, Garrett Wilson, benches, Akers, Claypool, Gage, Noah Brown, Dortch, Dolan. 15 team? What is this? 15 team? Who plays in a 15-teamer? That's weird. That's weird. I haven't heard of that in a while. 14, 16. This guy does a 15-teamer. Total points race. I like that. Or are they doing some kind of rotation? Brady, JT, Dillon. I like JT and Dillon, Cups, Higgins. Nah, this isn't a 15-teamer. I don't know what 15T stands for. It can't be a 15-teamer. You're playing with 14 grandmothers is what you're doing if that's the case. Cup, Higgins, Dillon, JT, Brady. Real good squad. Trade Akers and Garrett Wilson, or Akers and Garrett Wilson for Pittman. Yeah, buddy. That's what I'm doing. He's very undervalued right now. Trade Akers and Dillon for what running back could you get with that? Mixon? I don't know. I'd probably rather have Dillon. And I don't know if I trust Mixon. Aaron Jones? Maybe you already got Dillon though. Dillon, I mean, I like Dillon a lot. You could potentially go get Swift using Akers and Garrett Wilson, maybe. I mean, in a 15-teamer, people are probably panicking. You could give two players like that. Akers and Gibson for Swift. I like that idea. I don't think you could get Najee, but you could try. Maybe Dillon and Akers for Najee. Maybe Dillon and Garrett Wilson for Najee. But I kind of like what you have. I almost don't want you to touch Dillon, Cup, Higgins, Brady, JT. I almost want you to just force yourself to get something like Pierce or Breece Hall or something like that using Garrett Wilson and Akers without touching the other. Don't touch the other guys. I like them too much. I don't want to see you trade them. Thank you, Cole. This one is from Calcio. Kamish decided to tank and acquire 5 2023 first rounders. Kamish. I love how the Kamish does it. He's offering up Breece next. Do I give him another first rounder plus J-Rob? Fair or too much? I'd give up a first rounder and J-Rob, assuming that's not the 1.1 that you're giving up. But I would give one first rounder and J-Rob for Breece Hall. I would. I like Breece Hall that much. I think Breece Hall season's upon us. Get it done. I got offered Zeke for Kamara. I would take Kamara. So why would you do this, Keaton? You know better than this. Zeke Elliott's washed, bro. And I know Kamara may be washed as well. We don't really know what we're dealing with Kamara, to be honest. But I'd take Kamara all day long over Zeke. It's not even close. Totally Smitty disapproved on that one. But not you. I appreciate you. I don't like that trade. Timothy says 0.5, 10-team league. Do I trade London, Freiermuth for Lazard and Waller? I don't know. Probably not. London and Freiermuth is a little bit better. Waller, I don't really trust. You already have Kelsey. So what are you doing then? You're getting no. If you already have Kelsey, London's the better non-tight end in this trade. So don't do that. Trade it for someone different. London and Freiermuth for like a Higgins. London and Freiermuth for a Pittman. Or you keep London and you roll with London. But no, that's a bad move as well. Did I miss any super chats? Will you please let me know if I missed a super chat? Ron, you can call back in if you want to, or we could just move on. Next caller, dial in. Let me get the phone line up again. The phones crash. I don't know why. Hopefully they didn't go out again like last time.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Dial in to the show. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
Hi, this is Nate.
Nate. What's up, Nate?
Hey, I just had one question. I made a trade earlier, and that involved me giving up Christian McCaffrey, Damian Pierce, and Michael Thomas, and I got back Joe Mixon and Jamar Chase because the guy who had Chase was getting a little anxious. So I was wondering if having two Bengals, is that going to be a concern for their ceiling on the team if one is not capable of doing well if the other is? I'm not really sure.
I mean, it's not always ideal, and especially given the way the Bengals, I think, sometimes operate when the passing game's on fire, the running game is neutral. It's not always down, but I don't know. This one's a tough one to evaluate because it is going to depend a lot on MT. If MT can come back, or if you could have traded just MT for a Pittman, like giving up a bench player, like you got B-Rob, you got someone else, J-Rob, one of the Robs. Robs are always good for a throw-in. One of the Robs, you throw one of the Robs in with MT, and then you get Pittman. Then all of a sudden, I love CMC Pierce and Pittman way more than I love this side, and I love Jamar Chase. But
okay,
I will say I don't think it was a horrible trade or anything. I just feel like Mixon's a good buy low, but he's also a concern because we don't know fully what's going on. But
right.
I don't think it was a home run trade, but I don't think it necessarily was horrible for you.
All right. And the only other thing I was wondering is just how high is too high to buy Breece Hall? Because I know that you're high on him. I think that he's going to be really great. I loved his 17 carries that I saw. I'm just not sure how high is too high to trade for him.
Breece Hall, I mean, can you give me a scenario? Ron Navy says, Smitty, Michael, and I are still on the phone. Hang up and dial back in, though. I don't know why you're still there. That's hilarious. I don't know how the phone line crashed and they're still talking somehow. But I'm sorry, what were you thinking as far as your trade?
I have multiple people I could trade. I have Robinson, Chris Godwin.
Which Rob?
Both of them. James Robinson.
I would trade both of them for Breece Hall, but I'm a little crazy, bro.
Do you think both for
I
both
would.
for Breece?
I mean, I try not to. I'm just telling you. Don't tell them I do that.
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody I do
Yeah.
that. Just between you and I. All right.
All right. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate you. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show, Michael. I'm sorry you were on hold. Ron, maybe try one more time, Ron. It's hard to get. You guys were both calling at the same time, and I couldn't add both of you. Michael, what can I do for you? I don't know how you and Ron Navy were still on that line, but go ahead, hit me with your.
We were just hanging out talking. It was good.
Yeah, little.
So I'm gonna throw this. You answered my text earlier, but I'm gonna throw my roster at you because I do kind of thinking I need a running back on this dynasty team. Lost Javonte. Someone's offering me Henry in my first rounder for Javonte.
Oh yes.
So we got it's a super flex, and I've got Kyler, Damian Pierce, Herbert, CD, Tyreek, McKenzie.
Right, Kyler, Damian Pierce. Okay, go ahead.
Herbert is on running back. And then we got Jeff Wilson.
Wide
and then my
receivers.
running backs kind of go down from there. I got Henderson, Craig Reynolds, ETN.
All right.
And then receivers are CD, Tyreek, McKenzie.
Okay. So you're getting Henry in a first You're getting Henry in a first rounder for Javonte.
No, he doesn't want to get any picks. He wants me to get my picks and Javonte.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Henry.
So you have to give Javonte and a first rounder for Henry. So I told you this on the text line first.
I'm just thinking, if I don't go for Henry, maybe you can help me package something else up just to upgrade those running backs. I'm 3-1 in the league, so not a chance.
First of all, appreciate you being on the text line, and I do remember answering this tonight. This is a tough one because you have a team that could potentially win now. What's your record?
3-1.
You're 3-1. You've got Kyler Pierce, Jeff Wilson, CeeDee Lamb, Hill. Who's your tight end?
I got Goddard and Schultz.
See, you definitely have a good enough team.
I got three tight ends there. Yeah. You
definitely have a good enough team. And you acquire Henry and he does stay healthy all year. You could win money, right? So it would be potentially beneficial for you to do that. The problem is going to be Henry is going to drop off very fast. If he does somehow, if I'm wrong on Henry and he plays 17 games, what I'm talking about this year will be next year. There's just his mileage is so high, bro. It is so high. We're already seeing, I think, moments where it's like, okay, and then he does, he breaks free. The problem with Henry is he, in open field, even if he's a step slower, he's just impossible to bring down very easily because he's so big. The problem is going to be for Henry is he's going to be inconsistent this year, in my opinion, and I could be wrong on this, because if he doesn't get the right work and he's limited because the offense is limited, more 3-and-outs, less first downs, he's losing a step, so he's not as quick as he used to be to hit the hole, create room, break through the offensive line, and get out into open space, which is where he needs to be. When he's in open space, it's a 20-yard gain, and so he will have those moments, but I don't think he's going to do it into 2023 if he's able to even do it through 2022. The question is, where's this pick going to be? Or even more so, what could you get for it in a trade? Like you're saying, can you trade Javonte in a first for Breece Hall and maybe get the same kind of value, and maybe it's a little lesser 2022 value as Breece Hall works his way up, but then you get all the future value as well. Like, can you get a Breece Hall? Can you get a Swift who's injured right now using that package? Only you will know. You could try that, but I don't. Smitty,
I'd love to just hold on to Javonte too, so there's something else we can package together.
I feel you on that, but being one of the biggest Javonte supporters, I'm going to tell you that I'm going to be very cautious going into 2023 with him. I'm not saying I won't be excited about him. He'll be a potential redraft buy low, and maybe we take a gamble on him at a certain value, but I'm going to tell you right now, he's got a long road back. You know how I am about ACL recoveries and how hard it is to get to that point. He could have, maybe they hold him out of week 1, 2, 3, and he comes back and he has a good week 5 or 6 or something like Javonte did. But he's also like JK did. But he still has a bad head coach, unless they fire him, which I don't think they're going to do after 1 year. They could. He's got a bad head coach and a bunch of obstacles still in his way. And it's like, if you can get out of the Javonte Dynasty game and get into another player we still love a whole lot, I'm all for it, but it's got to be the right player like Breece Hall. Ron, any other names come to mind for you besides like Swift, Breece Hall? Maybe Najee, because I still believe in Najee.
Yeah, when we were talking by ourselves, I pretty much told him the same thing. I mean, I believe in Henry, but that's for this year, and you're going to be stuck with him next year in the Dynasty. So I was like, against Henry for a change in the Dynasty. So, yeah, I was like, Javonte was for somebody else that younger, and that's what I said.
I'd say Swift, Najee Harris, or JT. JT's so doubted right now. You might be able to trade Javonte a first and maybe you have to give up something else to get like Khalil Herbert, something like that to get JT. One of your tight ends, give up one of your tight ends, any tight end he wants, really. So tight end, Javonte, and a first for JT. I wonder if that
What about White?
Well, I mean, he's he's not even close to Henry's or Javonte's value though.
No. But package him in with White being one of the players.
Does he have White?
For...
Oh, I mean, I don't know. It depends on who the Rashad White owner has. He'd be the very, very small part of the deal. But you could look at that. You could look at that team and see. But I think JT would be pretty good. I think if you can't get JT, Najee, Swift, and Breece Hall, I'm going after and trying to use. Don't use CD, don't use Hill, don't use Pierce, don't use Kyler. Yeah, I mean, unless you can, go into a quarterback he thinks is a down, he's upgrading into Kyler, and you actually like the quarterback like Burrow or something.
Right. Najee would, especially if he starts doing better, and it gives him even more trade value later. You could always trade Najee later.
Yeah. I'd take Najee over Javonte in a first right now. I would. Especially in your situation, you need the potential. But if you did the Henry trade to win the money, I'd understand it. And like I always tell people, I don't care how long the Dynasty League's been around. These things fold very quickly sometimes. And so, sometimes playing for the now is not a bad idea. But definitely try and go those directions first. Appreciate you, Michael.
Cool.
Later.
Appreciate you.
See you.
All right, later. See you, Mike.
All right. Pick 2, says Ravi. What, Ron?
That was the strangest thing. We could hear you, and then all of a sudden it's muted, and I was like telling him, well, he must have put us on mute because he's going through super chats right now. And then you were like on with another caller, and I'm like, well, I don't know what happened.
I don't know how that was even possible because I was on my phone line. That's weird. Pick 2, Dylan, Gabe Davis, or Brandon Cooks. I'm gonna go Gabe Davis. Dylan for sure, and then Brandon Cooks came off finally a decent game, right? So I don't know.
Yeah, finally game.
If Gabe,
but he had
yeah. Go ahead.
I was big on Cooks at first, and I got off of him. He had a decent game, but I'm still not back on him.
I think if Gabe's healthier, if he looks healthier, I'm going to take the gamble. What's going to happen is everybody and their mother is going to have Gabe Davis bench the game he pops back. And he's going to pop back. There's going to be a game where Gabe Davis has 2 or 3 touchdowns, and everyone's going to want to just completely cut him. And they're going to be so disgusted by him. Like, Gabe Davis, I put you on the bench. You only do well when I bench you. I'm telling you, just like everybody cut Mooney last week, and he had a pretty decent game, just like everybody's going to cut ETN and Kyle Pitts, and they're going to bounce back. I'm all about Gabe Davis, believing in him once he's fully healthy, and I like Gabe a lot. I think Gabe is still potential super high-end wide receiver 2. Efren's got a super chat here. Do you like playing in leagues with defenses? What do you look at when choosing a defense? I do like defenses. I don't like. I sometimes like kicking and sometimes don't. But defenses I do like. I think defenses, when leagues where I don't have a defense, I kind of wish that it had one. Even though at the time I'm like, yeah, let's go ahead and throw defenses and kickers out. I like defenses because they can be like that 6-man, and if you kind of know what you're doing, you can identify. A defense that is going to be a little bit underrated. Like the Niners were very underrated, even though they were like 6, 7, 8 rank coming into the season. They were a pretty darn good defense. Green Bay has a little of that. But it's kind of fun. But what do I look for a defense? I mean, patterns, previous scoring, additions. Like you look at this week, you could stream them too, but you got to really know what you're doing. And I don't stream a lot of defenses because I'm too busy. Like I can barely make ad drops and set my lineups because I'm literally live all the time. And I'm live in the morning, that final hour. Unless it's in like my main 1 league or 2 leagues, a guy could be out for the game and I can't even change it. I'm notorious for just like, I coast through a lot of, like I do too many leagues. I need to get out of them. One of these years I want to not play in any leagues, Ron. I don't know if it'll affect my advice for the better. I'm thinking it could if I didn't have any like stake in it. But then at the same time, if I'm pumping up players all off season, I'm still gonna have a little bit of bias involved. That human nature is gonna, force me to like try and back up that player. But one of these years, I truly want to try not playing in a single fantasy league and see if I can report on it a little bit less with the least amount of bias as humanly possible. But we'll see.
You'll miss.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'd be upset. I'd be like, why did I not play?
This year it's like I got that Dynasty League and I got the Snipe League, but everything else is Dynasty. I mean, not in Dynasty, but best ball for me. So I'm actually what you should be right now, what you want to be.
Yeah, I say I want to, but like draft day is so fun, and ultimately, you don't want. I think it would be because I'm so embedded in it, you wouldn't feel this way, but you also don't want your analyst not playing fantasy. You know what I mean? Like you could technically, if you were a passer buyer and you heard that, you might take it wrong and be like, this guy's giving advice, but he doesn't play in fantasy. You can't do that. But it would ultimately be me living inside it without touching it, but I think it would be taken wrong. And plus, I don't think I could manage it.
You want your analyst to also feel the pain of also losing players to injury and sympathizing that way. And I mean, you do. I mean, so.
Yeah. Chatted earlier, sent Hunt Godwin for Dylan. League said it was too much. Hunt and Godwin for Dylan. League said it was too much and to be vetoed. Sent Dalvin, Madison, Cooks for JT Penny. Thoughts? Well, if it's too much, then send Godwin for Dylan. How can someone say that Godwin and Hunt is too much for Dylan? That's a little strange, but I don't know, bro. I hate when commissioners get involved in deciding what people should do and not do. What a bunch of crap, Brandon. I mean, really, like you're going to tell a grown man he can't trade Hunt and Godwin for Dylan because the commish doesn't like Dylan enough. Try getting rid of one of them. I mean, have him throw some trash back. Like, what are you going to do to get it done? This other trade, Dalvin, Madison, and Cooks for JT Penny. I would take JT and Penny in a heartbeat, and then I flip Penny. And I flip him fast. But Cook, how do you trust Cook right now? Dalvin Cook. Only in select situations do I recommend someone trade for Dalvin Cook when they need to risk beyond all risks. Double A
in the house.
Double A in the house. Double A. Ron, you know who Double A is, right? Ron? I think Ron dropped. Double A.
Maybe in the house.
Yeah, Ron, call back. I don't know what happened there, but Ron, call back. Double A, what can I do for you?
Hey, I was wondering if you ever commented. Last week I got some requests from different leagues who had Alvin Kamara in their starting spot, and then afterwards they wanted to trade it out for a player just because they didn't realize he started. I just want to get your opinion on that.
Oh, yeah.
Ron, you know the Double.
Let's see if we can get Ron in here.
Right?
I can hear myself in the background, Double A. If you could turn that down a little bit, get a little reverb. Ron Navy, you're back on the line. I don't know why it hung up on you. I'm sorry. Ron, you know Double A, right?
Double A, what can we do?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What's up, Double A?
What's up?
So Double A was, I don't know, I hear myself in the background with someone's, Double A was saying, what are our thoughts on this whole, owners that had Kamara were allowed to, after the fact, swap out Alvin Kamara because it was a London game? I think that's a bunch of BS. Look, everybody, you can't just have one game out of the year where someone gets to get a pass and then everybody else doesn't get to get a pass, in my opinion.
That's exactly what I said. So,
in the sleeper league, in the Dynasty league, I had them and they wouldn't let me switch them. So, I guess certain platforms, I don't know what platform let them, but
it's a commish move.
Do it in the sleeper.
It's a commish move. Like the commish is saying, hey, I'm going to go ahead and let him swap out because because Ed didn't wake up in time, Ed gets to have a pass. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So,
BS.
like
That's
what?
BS.
Yeah, you can't. You look. These commissioners. There needs to be a commish school. I need to put people through commish school before you can be a commish. It's gonna be like boot camp. I'm gonna have them all fit, working out. Yes, sir. None of this. Yes, sir. Let me put it to a vote, sir. Not that I like votes, but like when you make a change, this is what a real commish. Let me tell you the makings of a real commish. If you went to Smitty's commish boot camp, this is what I would teach you. Number one, you don't get a vote. You're the commish. You don't get a vote. I don't care if you're a player as well. You don't get a vote. That's the sacrifice of being a commish. It is 11 other votes anytime there's a decision to be made. There's no vetoes. If someone's bad enough at fantasy that they ruin the league when they make trades, you get them out. Okay, you replace them. Rule number three of Smitty's commish club is you don't talk about it. Number 4 of this club, this boot camp, is that whenever you make a change to the league that affects everybody, like adding a player, turning it into a Superflex, getting rid of kickers, whatever, it has to be a unanimous vote that does not include you, 11 other owners, before you make a massive change that's going to alter somebody's draft strategy where they drafted extra running backs and you're going to all of a sudden not, take away a flex or something like that, or make it into a super flex when people have already drafted a certain way. Commissioners that make decisions and change the league up because of it's what they want are garbage.
Oh, let's not forget the fact that all votes should be filed prior to draft.
Absolutely. I did want to say I actually got up earlier than one of the Alvin Kamara owners in my league when I got the message that he wasn't going to start, and know full well that I had the text message ready just as the ball went in the air across the pond that I sent it, like, you really shouldn't have started Kamara.
That's garbage that he got to swap. So do you get to swap someone out if the 1 o'clock games go rolling by and you didn't have the right player in and they got? Do you get a pass? Is it only because it was in London? Which goes on in London, stays in London? Like, what's going on here?
Well, I got some guys that usually get up really early, so I didn't have any sympathy. My commissioner said, okay, my commissioner does what you said. If he puts something out, he doesn't vote on it. And he said, well, I'm going to put it to a vote. It has to be unanimous. And I said, don't even bother because I won't vote for it.
So it didn't go through. So he got screwed. Okay.
Yeah, but I did have the text letters. You really should check your lineup before you hit the save button. But
yeah.
I just wanted to make sure because I said to myself, what happens if a guy gets hurt during warm-ups?
Can I also
Can
I also give my input on the other side though? Not that a commish should be swapping out, but that was crap on that was crappy luck. Look, I live stream until it's like 1 a.m. almost 1 a.m. my time, which is 4 a.m. your guys' time. I wasn't up. Camaro was in one of my lineups. I wasn't up. But I don't think I should have gotten a pass. But I wasn't up, I was up until 2, 3 a.m. answering text messages on my text line. And so I couldn't get up for that game. And I thought, I'm safe. I'm safe and sound. Camaro screwed me.
5 a.m. talking to Smitty back and forth. I sat down on the damn recliner and fell asleep. I had the game on, and it was too late when I woke up. So I ate it. I lost this week because of it, but it's my own fault.
Yep, me too.
Oh, it's a bad deal. I'm just saying I don't think it's fair there, just as much as like a couple of weeks ago I wanted to start Gabe Davis, and thank goodness I had my phone in my hand because it came out and said he's not going to start. I thought for sure he was. I luckily got the fast fingers going, got Gabe Davis out and fixed it. But if the game would have started, like you said, I would have ate it.
Yeah.
And for me to be up that early, as a person that doesn't get home from work until midnight, I didn't have any sympathy for him. But
someone said, where's my text line? My text line's right here. If you want to order my text line service, get your one-on-one. Let's see, text device. Where is my get one-on-one text device? Right here, buddy boy. That's how you can get it right there. I'll pin that for you. All right, guys. Well, I'm probably going to start packing it in here. I got a super chat here. Let me read it real quick. You guys can help me with it. Just giving an update. First and J-Rob for Hall. So first and J-Rob for Hall. It's my only 2023 first. I'm 4-0. Dynasty Superflex. Herbie, Aaron Jones, Geno Smith. Or no, maybe that's Daniel Jones. Herbie, Daniel Jones, Geno Smith, Saquon, J-Rob, Damian Harris, Algier, Waddle, AJB, DK. So he's giving first and J-Rob for Breece Hall. I would do. Wouldn't you guys do that? A first rounder and J-Rob for Breece Hall in a Dynasty Superflex?
Oh, I'm all man crush on Breece Hall.
Yeah. So he's going all in. Double A's going all in. What about you, Ron?
Yeah, I'd do that.
There you go.
Hey, I got a question for you, Smitty, too. Would you start Algier instead of ETN this week? Or?
I mean, Tampa Bay's such a tough matchup. But like, what's ETN gonna do? I don't know. I would probably.
That was my big thing.
I'd probably say give Algier the go because he's got the attempts and maybe breaks off some 70-yard touchdown run. You know.
Yeah. Well, maybe if I do, it'll make ETN like have a breakout and everybody will be happy.
Yeah.
And then I'll be the only one that suffers.
Do one. Take one for the team, Ron. I like that approach.
Exactly.
That's a serviceman for you right there.
Yeah, Ron Navy just still servicing and providing protection.
Even not in uniform.
I know.
Still providing protection.
Unbelievable. Everybody salute Ron Navy right now. And in the chat, can I get a salute? Although, you know what's kind of messed up is, I guess in this politically incorrect world that we live in now, if you put the salute symbol, the chat automatically moderates it. The salute symbol. Why?
That's the world we live in now,
Why?
That's not what I served for, but that seems to be the way everything's going now.
If you just put a salute symbol only in your chat, I have to manually approve it. It gets temporarily moderated.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I throw this out to you guys. I'm almost 50 years old. I can't imagine what my grandfather would see to some of these things.
Well, he'd say, double A. Get your cotton picking.
Get over here.
Get your cotton picking hat out of your cotton picking ears. Get over here, son.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
We can't even salute our service members anymore.
I guess. I don't know. Okay, see you guys. Appreciate you.
See you, Ron.
Hey, love you, Smith.
Yep. Appreciate you guys.
Bye.
All right. Phone lines are deuced. And this one right here, I'm going to answer this question. Let's go speed round. You guys want to do speed round real quick for 4 or 5 minutes? I could leverage a trade with Jamal Williams, Everett, and Corey Davis. I have 200 people in here, still 211. Can you please make that 136 thumbs up, at least go as close to 200 as possible? I'm about to do a speed round. I could leave right now, but we're about to do a speed round instead. That means get your question ready and get ready to fire off. 1 sentence questions only. Any paragraphs or novels I'm going to skip over like I did in high school and early college. Let's see. Eckler Evans is 0-4. Do you think I could leverage Jamal Williams and Everett and Corey Davis for 1? Probably not, but you could try. You could certainly try. All right, speed round. Let's go.
It is time for the speed question and answer segment.
We're going to start this one off right here. I already like with both accounts, says Hendricks. Hendricks, I appreciate you doing that. My man. A lot of Ron Navy salutes. I traded Andrews for JT since Javonte got hurt. I guess he thinks JT's injury is serious. Good job. I like Andrews a lot, but that was a good move. I'd do that. Too long, Riviera, Bateman, Dobbs. Give me Dobbs, I guess. You bet, Casio. Appreciate you. Smitty, non-P. Pierce, Zeke, and Goff for Mixon and Hurts. Pierce, Lamb, and Zeke. Wait. Pierce, Lamb, and Zeke for Goff. And Goff. Pierce, Lamb, Zeke, Goff for Mixon and Hurts. Lamb, Pierce. That's really close, Ricardo. I would say it's really dead even. I want to lean toward the hurt side, but it's really, really hard. Some of these are too long, guys. We're going short. We're going like one-liners. Sutton, Cook for Barkley. Give me Barkley. Drop Hendo for Mostert. Give me Mostert. If I get, this is too long, but I clicked it. If I get Dillon, do I start him at flex? Running backs are Mixon, Dalvin. Yeah, possibly look to a trade. Try and get JT. Ahmed, that's way too long, bro. That's 8 times longer than the ones that I maybe even consider. Do I start Latavius Murray or ETN? Murray, I don't even think Murray, you don't even know if he's a thing yet. ETN. But I'm not saying I love the start, but I'd go ETN. Russ or Goff, rest of year. And I say that lightly. Who knows what's going to happen? If you want Lat Murray, put him in. I don't even know if Lat Murray's going to get a carry. Russ or Goff. Give me Goff, I guess. I don't trust Russ right now. Palmer or Lazard. Give me Joshua Palmer, but it's pretty close. And if Keenan Allen becomes healthy all of a sudden, then we got to revisit that. Zeke or Pollard. Give me Pollard, but I'm rolling the dice. Best hold Pacheco, White, or Algier. Probably White, but Pacheco's close, man. Would I take Patriot kicker? Would you take Patriots kicker? I don't know. Would you? I don't know. How do I know? Patriots. McLaurin and Garrett Wilson for Pittman. Pittman. Zeke or Pollard. I said that already. Bateman or Ayuk. Give me Bateman for now. Sell Penny for who? Dillon. See a Dillon or Pierce or Hall. Obviously, you have to give a little more for Pierce and Hall, but those are options. Pittman straight up. Traded CEH Ayuk for Higgins. I love it. Brandon says, GOAT, Ron Navy. You're getting a lot of salutes in here. Hooper P. I don't know. Ricardo, come on. Grow up, Ricardo. Pick up Boone or Walker. Give me Walker. Everett or Pitts. This is Ron and I talked about this earlier. I want Pitts quietly, but like Everett's worth more right now, if that makes sense. Dillon or Pollard. Give me for Pittman. Dillon and Pittman are very equal to me, so this depends on what's going on. Ricardo, straighten up. We're gonna give you a timeout warning on that one. Dynasty trade Cup now? No, not necessarily. He's got at least 2 or 3 years left. You know what I'm saying, bro? 11 seconds left. Trade Hunt for who? Dillon. Give up a little more. Dillon. Pittman. Those are my 2 like lowest buy low guys that are like in that mid range, but you might have to give up just a tiny bit more. Pollard or Hall? Give me Hall. Dobbs or Gage rest of season? Give me Dobbs. D-Hop or Dillon? Give me Dillon. Dobbs or Algier? Bad matchup against Tampa Bay, so give me Dobbs, I suppose. Trade JT for Cook and Swift, and I have Madison. JT for Cook and Swift. Oh, I take Cook and Swift, and I love having JT. That's really close though, bro. Rest of season, Pierce, Hall, or Miles Sanders. Give me Hall. No. God, what do you guys think in the chat? Hall or Pierce rest of season? I want to say Hall, but bro, I mean Pierce. I don't know. Even Steven. But I love both of them. JT for Murray. For Murray who? Kyler? What are we doing here? Braces. What are we doing here, Braces? Hall or J-Rob this week? Hall. I'm not a J-Rob fan. Not because I dislike the guy or his story. It's just he's not. It's. I mean, anything can happen though. Malik Willis, league winner in Superflex, he could be. And if you've lost a quarterback and you have no good quarterback right now, Malik Willis is a great player to grab and stash in case he rises up and becomes a baller who helps your team play just a little bit taller. Get him in there. Rest of season, Pierce, Hall, Sanders, already saw that one. Tough questions. They're all 50-50. These are the ones that get you. These are the ones that keep me up at night when I get like here. I haven't even read it yet. CeeDee Lamb for Breece Hall and Christian Kirk. Like how do I give an answer for this one? Like the toughest question. I'm gonna get all 51% of these wrong. CeeDee Lamb for Breece Hall and Christian Kirk. I lean Breece Hall, Christian Kirk because Kirk's playing that good. But I mean, it's so tough. Olave or London, I mean, as bad as New Orleans looked or can be, London has a whole lot more offensive amount of yardage to divvy up between him and Kyle Pitts and the rest. So I'm going to go Olave by a lot. And it's not because of talent. It's because the situation, even in New Orleans, is way better. Pierce for JT. I take JT even though I love Dameon Pierce. I take JT. Hall Kirk says Ron Navy. Ron Navy, appreciate your super chat. Let me see if I got any supers. I traded Andrews and JT since... Yeah, I got that one. That's fantastic, bro. Did I get this one here? Chad it earlier sent Hunt Godwin for Dylan League. Okay, yeah. I got that one. So Ron Navy says, thanks everybody for the salutes and putting up with me taking over Smitty's show. Smitty to the moon. Best community ever. Ron Navy, the Ron Navy show. Just replace my head with Ron Navy's head on the graphic on the thumbnail. Trade Curtis Samuel and Gibson for Kamara. Yeah, if you like winning, I would make that move, my broski. That is a pretty darn good move. Go get her done. Get her done, and that does it for the speed round session.
It is time for the speed question and answer segment.
Well, technically it's not time. It's over. I need to have like an outro to that. I can't have it. I'm out of here. I'm live whenever news breaks, obviously. Okay? If big news breaks, unless I'm like on the can or, asleep because I was live streaming all night. That happens sometimes. If it's really early, I don't feel like getting on the studio bathrobe and jumping out here. There's occasions that it happens, okay? Or like there's a contract extension and I'm like, And then later I regret not going live on it, but occasionally I don't. But if it's big, like Tom Brady, ends up retiring because of the divorce potential. Like something like that happened, I'd be on here so quick. You wouldn't even be able to, you would think I was breaking it instead of Schefter or Rappaport. So I'm live whenever news breaks. So just if something big happens, just think, how can I go talk about this with people in a live chat and hear a take on it? Even if it's an aggressive take like mine, you come on over to the show because I'm live. News breaks, I'm live. Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern, on top of all these night streams. And we didn't even do a best ball. We didn't even get to a best ball. We were going to do a best ball tonight. I can't do everything. We've been live for 2 hours and 20 minutes. We did 2 hours and like 40 minutes earlier. I can't do it all. It's almost 5 hours of live streaming, and I couldn't even get to a small fraction of what I wanted to get to tonight. That's okay. That's okay. We're doing our best. I don't think anybody can say we aren't trying. I appreciate you all. I will see you all later. See you tomorrow. Peace out. But please go to Underdog Fantasy, guys. Underdog Fantasy, use promo code Smitty. The link is in the description. I'm going to drop the link in the live chat right now. Please go to Underdog Fantasy. Real quickly, let me come back. If you don't do Underdog Fantasy, Ron Navy dropped a super chat too. I'm also going to drop this link in the live chat. If you don't do Underdog Fantasy, you're truly missing out. And let me tell you why. Because if you have your seasons going down in the tank, or one of them have 3, you can go start over right now. They're called Resurrection Drafts. You go to the link that I have pinned in the live chat, or you go to the link in the description, or you go to Underdog Fantasy, use promo code Smitty. They'll match up to $100 in your first deposit. But if you look for Resurrection on the carousel of contests, Resurrection, you're resurrecting your fantasy season, right? You're resurrecting it, bringing it back to life. It's week 6 through 17 only. You take everything you know right now into the draft, and it's $10 per draft, as many as you want. Well, to a degree, there's like a couple hundred maximum. Go draft over from week 6 to 17. Tons of prize money. Go get it. Go get it. Go get it. Ron says, "Hell, Smitty, you have already done half of the 24-hour live stream." Yeah, we got that at the top, and I don't. It feels weird to me to keep this up. I gotta be honest. It makes me feel uncomfortable because I'm like asking. It makes it look like I'm asking for people to. I don't know. Somebody challenged me. What would it take to do a 24-hour live stream during the season? And it was the 2K Super Chat, which you kind of have to do through the PayPal link in the description. But if someone does that, even if it's like 2 or 3 people combined that do that through like minimum of $500 per Super Chat, if there are 2K Super Chats, let me come back. If there are 2K worth of Super Chats of $500 increments even, we will do a live stream, 24-hour live stream during the games. So you'll see my reaction, and I can't obviously show the games, but you can see me watching the games. We'll do it on a Sunday. We'll go from Saturday, late night, into Sunday. And Ron has won over $600 on Underdog in the last 2 weeks doing these 5 times pick'em contests, you know. So do that. Do those. Those are fun. Those are fun where you pick like 5 overs and you do them on one ticket. All 5 of them hit. You can turn $5 into like $100 or $200. Anyway, if anybody does drop that or a combination of people drop that, we're doing a live stream all Sunday during the whole game. So I don't know. Maybe get ready for that. See you later. Peace out, everybody. Appreciate you. Link in the description. Play Underdog Fantasy. Start your season over again. Play best ball. Underdog Fantasy. Appreciate you all. Peace out. Noah, you can call in. It does work. It's just everybody says that. Like, I'm trying to call in, but there's like 4 people on the line. Like, I'm merging as many people as I can onto one call. And if you call during the lines being tied up, then yeah, I mean, it's not going to work. So I apologize. There's only so much I can do at one moment. I'm only 1.5 people, Noah. I'm only 1.5 individuals. Later, everybody.
You are offer sex. You are trade offer sex.